Hello, everybody. Yes, we are.
Now
we're
now's
live.
the
Fuck it,
moment
we'll
when
do
we
it live.
start.
Yeah, right now.
This is the beginning of the thing that's happening.
This is the beginning of the thing. We are playing.
This is way too early for that.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go back to the starting soon? All right. So, hi everybody. We're playing some D&D today. The continuing epic that is the Dawnforged company making their way through life. Well, for them, let's see. Last time we left off, they had just finished dinner with the Queen and gone to their respective rooms to settle down for the night after seeing many ungracious. Look at that! Everybody's in. Ungracious guests turning their glasses over, having some interactions where they got quite drunk quite quickly with a single sip and managed to steal away some of the wine or prestidigitation it away. Managed to gain favor with the Queen by waiting and intentionally being the last person to select their meal. And so you guys, overall, you guys did super well at the dinner, and you know you've made a good impression and are off on a good foot with the Queen and everything that's happening as far as that goes. Oh wait, shit! I was gonna do a thing. Hold on, I'm gonna. Last time with the Dawnforged company. No, it's too late. It's too late. Fuck.
Yeah, you messed it up.
I had a whole thing. Okay, hold on. Last time with the Dawnforged company, they had dinner.
Oh.
That's it.
And drinks.
And dessert.
Copious drinks.
Ooh.
No, just two swallows of two sips of drinks. That's the funniest part. Yeah. I'm drinking right now too, Molly. Cheers.
Heyo.
All right, so at this point,
okay, all right, he's still there. Never mind.
yeah, I'm still here. I was taking a drink. At this point, you guys have made your way to the wing of the palace that has been kind of marked for the Seelie, and you made it yours into this large room where you see all of these intricately growing furniture and things that are growing out of the walls. There's even separate, like, smaller, almost like wood circular pods that you can see that each of you can go into. And you notice for the first time since you've entered the Feywild, it seems like the sun is setting in the windows outside.
That's not good, is it? Is that fine? That's probably fine, right? Like, that's part of this whole thing, yeah?
No, that's fine. That's just for you. It's an effect on the windows to make you feel more at home.
Right, of course it is. I don't know why I would have thought differently.
Because Tiny had that detail for some fucking reason.
Why not? Fuck it.
So as you guys kind of settle in, does anybody want to do anything with the night? I just didn't realize that last time. I didn't want to cut it off if you guys did have any plans.
A night. No.
I just had a couple questions for her, Sam, but my mouth is also full, so I can wait a minute.
Perfect. And so you guys arrive, her Sam is kind of pointing out, saying, if you need anything, there are small bells next to everybody's dresser. Don't worry, it is not rude to ring it at absolutely any time. The spectral servants will bring you what you need. So if you are in need, you do not worry about being rude here. It would be rude for you to ask of something and not receive it here.
I have a question.
Hey, Ted.
He's got a question for you.
Yes.
Question.
A question.
You have a giant asshole pixie dragon?
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. The brother of Faf.
Yeah, are we gonna have to deal with him during all this?
Not if everything... I mean, unless he attacks the games, that'd be the only way to deal with him, but I don't think so.
So we're probably alright and don't have to deal with him.
Yes, yeah, I wouldn't worry about him for now. The tasks at hand should be,
Cool.
than
Faf, we'll go punch your brother later.
Yeah.
Alright, okay.
Her, Sam, I had a couple of questions
Yeah.
for the games. How many of those people are considered Fey? Like, I know it's the Feywild. In concerns for, like, spells.
As far as spells go, I would consider probably any of the Unseelie Knights are more than likely Fey. The Seelie, though, this time around, I don't think... the Centaur could be considered Fey. Other than that, it seemed to be a human, a Triton, a Minotaur, and then a person so clothed in leathers I wouldn't rely on it, but that would be the only one I would peg as possibly an elf or a half-elf.
Okay, so all right, so pretty much just the centaur, and then probably all of the unseelie.
Precisely.
Okay, cool. And then for these games, like how can you cast a spell right before it starts on like someone else that's gonna go participate? Can you like buff somebody going in? I don't want to cast a spell and be like, oh, these guys are cheating, and then get us killed.
What is the idea?
Well, I have this spell. It's pretty low level. Protection from evil and good, and it lasts 10 minutes. So for like that wizard fight, or for us roaming around in the woods looking for them, just be all, and then they can't quite hit us. Fucks with them, just right beforehand.
Hey,
Alright.
yeah, I like that.
It is an interesting idea. I don't think anyone has ever tried it at these games since they are traditionally for Seelie and Unseelie. If you can think of a subtle way to cast it not being caught, it is worth a shot.
Okay, so it's
It's out.
I shouldn't cast it, and I give him a big old stupid wink.
Yes, don't do that. That would be so horrible.
Understood. Oh god, I'm winking with the wrong eye again, aren't I? Okay, thank you. That's all I had. Good night.
Sleep well.
Alright. Well, that was something.
Any of you, the rest of you, have questions for me?
Nope. I don't know. Anything we should be aware of for the game tomorrow?
Well, the main thing is that these games are created for two. So if you can find a way that a third would give you an advantage, try to play them against each other. There's more here than just the contest. They are expecting... they were expecting to fight only one person, and not having to deal with all of the, everything that comes along with a third person. So make sure, if you can,
Right,
turn them
like
on each
so.
other.
Yeah. Alright. That sounds good.
Alright. So. Good night.
So.
And that's, everybody's good ending there for the day?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so...
Anyway.
Excellent. So as you all find your beds, as you lay down, it is like so comfortable it's almost a little strange. Every like the bed itself is so soft as to be velvet with like if there was infinity thread count sheets, this is what they would feel like. It's ridiculously soft to the touch, and laying down you feel as though you're not really almost, there's no pressure on any joints or anything. It's like as if you're floating gently in the air, but your whole body just feels instantly relaxed as you're caught between this kind of nice weight of the blankets that pull you down, and then just this unbelievable support from the bed itself as you find sleep almost instantly. And as you sleep through the night, you find that your dreams are... all of you have very similar dreams of just running through fields and flying if you have flight, and just kind of enjoying a lovely summer's day. And then... Okay, sure. And so as you were having these dreams, like everything is just... it feels like... you're less of a dream and more of a memory of a summer long past and gone, faded into memory, and you're just getting these bits of it back now. And then as you all awaken, there are floating trays in front of you. They're silvered, and they seem to be patiently awaiting. And Uzo, you quickly gather your materials and place them in your quick draw pouch.
Sorry, I was just throwing that there because I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
No, you're
which
good,
I did
man.
by putting it there.
It's all good.
Aha!
So as you awake, there's these just gently floating silver trays, and as you reach out to them and touch them, you notice that it's a similar magic to dinner, where you can pull up any breakfast and any like drinks that you wish to partake of. And so you all sort of kind of grab your coffee, your tea, whatever you wish to begin your day with. And then as far as the food goes, it's all like light food. It's like, croissants and just things that not like super heavy. Nothing, there's occasional meats, but it's like more of like a bacon and thing, not like and it's like this really nice, it can be like, however, the exact way you like your bacon, whether it's super floppy, super crispy, or somewhere in between. But it doesn't feel like sticking into your insides. You almost feel like you are so pleasantly full that it just kind of lifts you up and you feel ready, really, really ready. And the caffeine seems to be the perfect amount. It isn't just, you're not like super wired, you're not like still tired. With a single cup, you seem to be at that perfect, you had a cup of coffee at like 4 p.m.
Just add enough. You don't gotta rate it. It's just flavor that's there.
Okay. Hey, you do notice after, if you're almost done eating, you hear Bloods go, ha! As he pulls waffles and sits on the side with his. At that point,
waffles.
Almost at the exact moment you take your last bite, you hear a small ringing of a bell, and you see a servant at the door. They are in a perfectly white servant's outfit that you've recognized in some of the other servants before. And as you're looking at it, it isn't actually white. It's kind of like has a color-shifting pearlescence over the top of it. And it even extends. The only actual white part of his outfit is his gloves, clearly meant to test surfaces in a bygone era. And as you all have finished your last bite, he's I'm pleased to announce that the games will be starting in about half an hour. Any preparation you need, now is a good time to do it. We look forward to seeing you. And you notice the we that he uses is the royal we, as he's sent here clearly as a messenger. He gives you guys a very deep bow, his head nearly brushing the floor. Only the tip of his ponytail like scrapes the bottom of it. And as he stands back up, he gives you a smile, and you notice that he is a winter eladrin. His eyes are a shock, kind of deep icy blue, with his white hair pulled back into a tight ponytail, very professional looking. And then as he bows, he pulls the door shut behind him, and you guys are left for half an hour. So do you want to what does your prayer sound like, Uza?
It's
Tiny
just
bird chirps.
a swan song. No, it's Akati. I don't know. I mean, you could probably hear me in the face. Well, you've already answered some of my prayers already, and then there was that big stone guidance, and then whoa, I can see everything. Anyways, I'm probably not going to be able to stand next to my friends in battle like I usually do. So, if you could afford them a little more protection today in my stead, I'd really appreciate that. And if you got the time and, you kind of feel like it, throw me under that protection too. It'd be really great.
Perfect. Go and roll a wisdom check for me. Perfect.
Ooh, not a good start. Get them out of the way now. Get them out of the way now.
That's okay. So, and as you're kind of praying, it's at that point that... oh, sorry. God damn it. Choking on my own everything. It's at that point that her Sam comes in, and he's got a big smile, and you see he's dressed up in super fancy garb, where usually he's wearing just basically like a kind of like a tunic and a vest with just some shorter pants. He is done up to the nines. All of his not only is his hair is in these many fancy braids, but his entire beard has been braided with flowers worked into the entirety of it, and there's flowers of every color. A lot of bright yellow ones grab your attention as he walks through the door. He is wearing, his suit itself is got a it's like this deep black, but then you see instead of the kind of color shifts between black and then like orange and flame. As you see behind him, Ilofir is dressed in a very similar outfit and looking very, very proud.
So we can no longer see her Sam's chest hair.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
sure.
braided, though. You
Don't
need to
make
know
us
that it's
team
braided.
jerseys or nothing, but like you just come.
What
I
did you
feel
think?
Like I look like an a-hole. Like,
What did you
could've
think I
warned
came
me.
here for? And he reaches over to Ilofir, who pulls all of these garments out of a small sack, and he starts to hand them out. You all have perfectly tailored face suits. that are that same black.
I thought you
that
said
use potions
face
to-
suits, but now
Oh,
I
yeah, they're
realize
made
you
of
said
faces.
face suits. Oh god, I want to go home.
Is there anything we need to know about these? Like, that are gonna explode or anything weird like that?
The only thing that is, know that I've imbued them with a little bit of help when you need it most.
What
so,
does that
all of
mean?
you, I'm going.
Specifics, man, specifics.
all of you, mark 1 luck point for today.
Woo.
Well, luck, yes.
So if you have luck, you have an extra
Give
luck
me
point.
that.
If you don't, you have a luck point for the day.
Where is
He's like, so when things are looking their darkest, it will just be a little lucky. And so as you put on the suits, they kind of like they almost shift. Bloodscale, as you're trying to, as you see Bloodscale kind of like looking at his armor and like trying to figure out between, he's like, "Don't worry, you won't need your armor today.
But I want it.
It's well, okay." And he kind of snaps, and you see this, and also an unseen servant kind of like you feel the presence of it, like kind of come up and near you, and it starts to assist you in moving your armor around. So you're still wearing it while it helps you put on these fine clothes underneath it. So while you have your usual half plate with your bear cowl and everything, underneath it is this fine dark black suit with shifting colors of flame underneath it.
I mean, it is half plate. You are able to see most of it.
Yep.
The pants are obviously visible.
Oh yeah.
It's just, there's half plate over it in a bear.
Hell yes. So, and the rest of you, like, it kind of as you're putting the suits on, they're anywhere crafted between like a finely crafted suit, or you can choose like a more tunic look. There's several options to choose if you guys want to customize your looks for, because you have the options. You notice that in each of them there is a set that's almost an exact tailored copy of what you're already wearing.
Right. Are we doing like the whole team look, or should we all do our own? Like, what's the thought here? Will it
Dawnforged stuff.
will it
It
will
won't
our
affect.
enemy be oddly alerted or anything? Like, is there a reason that we're?
Oh no, I just thought we need to look our best as we are considered the last place contenders, and so.
Oh, because today's just the riddles, huh?
No, today is the riddles and the wizard's duel.
Oh,
Christ on
Yes.
crack.
is this sleeves for my wings? What the
And they're tiny. They go about like up to over your shoulders, but they don't disrupt the feathers themselves. They kind of like lay, but they lay just in a way that it kind of accents the flame nature of the cloth to make it look like you almost have two silk flames coming out that turn into your wings.
It looks very dashing.
Okay.
As Uz is putting everything on, so for a second as he sits back, this fine suit bow tie ties itself under his chin, and it's the only time you've seen him with a bow tie.
That's a little terrifying.
God.
All right. You're gonna be all right with that bow tie?
It was a little tighter than I'm used to, but it's for you,
As
buddy.
you say tighter, it instantly loosens, and is perfectly.
Oh, that was.
comfortable.
I'm much more uncomfortable knowing that this thing can tighten or loosen on its own. So yeah, okay, okay.
As is the nature
we're
of
not
all
gonna die today.
figures. Perfect. So as you are all dressed and ready to go, you do hear in the courts it seems like there's a
Orf! You're the hoof!
you heard a
Sorry,
wolf.
that's
It's
my
a wolf
Roxy
that's
being
coming.
an asshole.
Good old Roxy.
Orf! Morph!
It's a fey dog.
Fey dog. You gotta love a fey dog. Where is the? There it is. All right, so, like you hear that there's just like a beginning of music to start in the halls, and it starts to kind of drift
I was
into.
gonna ask her Sam about the wizard's duel if he knew who was participating.
Yes. From what I've seen, it's going to be the fellow with the owl, as it is definitely a familiar of some sort. So if you wanted to, you could probably sneak in Faf. There's also the Flame Knight, appears to be some sort of magic user.
Alright, so the Flame Knight. Do you know anything about these guys? Have you ever seen them before?
I've never seen them before, but judging by just reading them, the Flame Knight is going to be using their weapon. They actually have an armor and are able to cast spells at the same time, so they'll be trying to get up close. The wizard seems to be more, if I had to guess, judging by the taste of his magic, abjuration. He's going to be deflecting and trying to get things away from him. Now remember, one of the main things you have to look out for is counterspelling. Make them use the counterspells on each other. Start small, make them think you're not a threat. And you look, he has like genuine concern for you in his eyes as he's like looking at you.
Look, if you're actually worried, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? You're trying to be like, oh, hey, I'm your grand, whatever.
As he shakes his head, you realize
fight the wizard duel for me, crying out loud.
as he
then
shakes
you're
his
gonna
head,
get weird. Now you're gonna get weird.
No,
Just
I
get
didn't.
weird later. Christ.
As he kind of he's taken aback. You can tell he didn't know what he was doing. He's not used to this sort of thing. Of course, no, I didn't. But I would be particularly beware that longsword. It looks particularly nasty. They've done something to it.
Alright. Sounds good.
Perfect. Alright. And then
Bloodscale, who was kind of not paying attention because he's trying to still kind of be prim and proper with the green. Totally just missed. So wait, do we know who the Unseely's using?
yes, the Flame Knight.
Oh,
Any advice?
the last one was aggressive as crap, but that's not the last one. That's a different person.
The last one. What are you talking about, Bloodscale? How do you know that?
It's from my fucking when I was in Fishbowl
His
Head's
mission
head.
dream.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Alright, cool. Alright, so...
Previous
the last one
Flame
was a-
Knight is no longer that guy.
Did he have any children or anything, that guy?
I don't think that's
Last
how
Flame
they
Knight?
roll, anyways.
Oh,
Plus, he
you don't
didn't
think-
die. He left
He left. Why'd he leave?
because he realized that he wasn't actually that.
A Flame Knight?
He was bound to a temporary
kinda.
service, and if it is the
I think it was
Flame Knight
actually a
I'm
goblin.
thinking of. He a hobgoblin actually.
He
Hobby?
escaped.
Oh
Does that mean he escaped
fuck!
or
What if
something?
it is Hobby?
Point being, Flame Knights seem to be aggressive.
Yeah, they seem to be aggressive, but also, like, are they a person who's captured? Because that would be a pretty big use to us if we can...
No, the Unseelie will only take servants who bind themselves to her. There's no forceful contracts, but they are ones that are entirely binding and not entirely one-sided.
But it doesn't mean that they don't. They might not remember why they did it.
That is true.
Oh. Alright. Well, keep an eye out, see if we can learn any more.
Just get his aggression pointed away from you, and you should be all right.
Should be
I
alright.
have something that can help with that too. We just got to do it all stealthy.
What's that?
A protection from good and evil. If he tries to hit you with a sword, he'll have disadvantage. I mean,
Ah.
he'll be kind of bad at it. Like, like if he had to make 2 strikes, he would only be able to count 1.
I start rifling through my bag looking for something.
Perfect. What are you looking for?
Fire Scritch.
Okay. You do find. I think you have 3 charges of Fire Scourge left.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I hand a bottle over to Visera and say, "This is the Fire Scritch. If you get this anywhere in anybody's eyes or face, they're gonna be incapacitated. For the most part. They'll
That would
be
be
really
good.
bad at casting spells, so you take it. Eat it.
Still sounds
I
like
can
an
make more.
STD.
I appreciate it, yeah. I thought I had the fire scritch once, but it turned out alright. Oh.
God damn it. I got better.
I got better.
Not better.
I still have Dead Man's Revenge too.
You do. Yes, you
Um,
do.
It's if you're allowed to take things in with you.
So 3 charges of fire scritch. Yeah.
Yep.
The wizard's duel
I mean,
is
we're allowed
strange.
to take anything that's on our person, right?
Are
Like,
weapons?
extra.
are weapons expected in a wizard duel? I mean, that guy's bringing a fucking sword, right?
Yes.
Like, it should be fairly easy to get some fire scratch going.
The wizard duel is the only time you're allowed to bring in magical items. Due to the weakened nature of most wizards, the only banned items are items that magically can contain other things, so you must be able to carry what you are bringing with you.
Alright, easy enough.
Do you
Shit.
need another healing
What is
potion?
in... What's that?
Do you need another healing potion?
Trying to see how many I have. I have 4 charges of what?
Of
4
what?
charges to detect thought. I don't know what that is about. Sorry.
That's okay.
Octarine, Mask of Casting. Oh, so I have +2 to spell attack and cantrip damage.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta remember that.
And then you have Shield of Faith 3 times a day, and then the spell Shield once per day from your Sunblade of the Rose Knight.
Sorry, Shield of Faith twice and then Shield once.
Shield of Faith 3 times,
Okay.
and then Shield once. And Shield, do you know what? Shield gives you +5 to your AC. So if they're trying to beat your AC, use Shield, and then Shield of Faith is also good. You know, you have the spells already, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are you still wearing the Ring of Spell Amplification? It's like the first
don't.
item you got.
Probably then.
Okay, so
I'll
don't
get
forget to add
taken in.
1 to your offensive spells. And then...
So, okay, so the Octarine cast mask gives me +2, and then this other ring gives me +1?
That's correct. So the mask gives you +2 to cantrip damage. The other one gets
And-
you a flat +1 to all damage. So you have +1 to everything, +3 to cantrips.
Cool.
And then you have a
Got all
monocle
my
of...
garbage into one space.
No, yeah, I'm trying to help
guys.
you remember everything you have. You do have the monocle of clarity still, in case anybody goes invisible, if you want to wear that.
Yes.
Oh!
Oh no,
I
I'm
also-
wearing the mask. I can't wear the can I wear the monocle and the mask at the same time?
No, unfortunately not. Yeah, that would kind of confuse.
Can I super glue the monocle to the outside of the mask?
Definitely something to bring up with the Kirin next time you see them.
You have your cape for magic missiles.
I do.
I can tinker that shit on there.
Yeah, you could try it if you want right now.
What
I
if,
hold out a ring.
I'm not attuned to the glove.
Okay, no
will that? I was gonna say, will that break everything in 2?
possible. And then of course you have your tiny violin rings, which are the best thing ever.
I also hold out a rainbow potion. Like, this is the Euphoria Dragon's Breath potion. That'll be useful to keep people from casting.
Wait, what? What is
It's
this?
it's equivalent. She milked Faf for a potion, so it's
Ugh.
equivalent to Faf's. Don't do it that bad. Euphoria breath.
Fuck.
Okay. That's cool. And I can bring Faf in with me.
So
We'll
you
just
can
keep
do
him
that
stunned and just zap him.
Itchy. Stunned, itchy, and hallucinating.
And slow.
Spells!
With any luck. Yeah. With any luck, they won't be able to get concentration spells off at the very least.
I'm
then-
marking that off. You add that to your stuff.
Cool.
And it's at that point you hear a. And
Did you hear that?
the doors automatically open, and you see her, Sam, start taking the lead as far to lead the rest of you out back into the court. And so as you guys enter this court, re-enter, I should say, for this time. It is packed. There are people freaking everywhere. Let me see if I have the proper. Sorry, 1 second.
Oh man.
Why is this not? Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, for my ring of spell storing, how does that work again?
So it has any spells that have been stored into it. If you'd stored any, do you know if you stored any spells?
Well, I would have last night. I was just trying to figure out the
Okay, so Ring of Spell Storing.
rules of it again.
It should say how many spell slot equivalents you can have in there. So if you want to go and plan that now, since we did end kind of abruptly last time.
Sorry, I'm looking for it. I just...
That's okay. Man, all the time you need, man. And then so.
Are we doing the riddles first?
Yes, yeah. Riddles will be first.
Oh, perfect. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you're okay. You're okay, man. I want you to know that you have like all sorts of time if you need it. So, but yeah, as you kind of enter in, there's all these people strumming at things. There's people everywhere. Everything is lined up with all manner of fey creature. You see everything from Eladrin to Centaur to Fairy to even Pegasi flying through the air. And the entire hall has been done up with millions, you would guess, flowers. They're draped across. They're made into like boughs, and the entire place is done up with them. Most of them are a combination of either a beautiful, like this bright summer yellow color, where there are certain white and a few blue ones mixed in very certain places. You notice there's an arch of mostly white and blue over the portion where the entrance the Unseelie left, and where the Seelie left, it's all completely these yellow flowers, but you see these particular flowers have little white sunspots next to them. Bloodscale, you recognize they look like the opposite of the midnight flower that you were looking for in your vision, like if there was a dawn flower to the dusk flower. And everybody's excitedly standing around and waiting as you see the queen is again sitting on her throne. Next to her, Oberon seems to be smiling for the first time any of you have seen. He seems to be there in full support of everything that is going on here. The riders, all frozen in place, instead of having weapons drawn towards the center as expecting guests, instead hold flowers up next to their heads. And then you notice there are 4 different flowers representing the 4 different seasons. A sunflower in one hand, a lily in the other representing spring. And the winter, it's a branch of cranberries that is kind of like has ice almost frozen to it. And then in fall, it's a bough from a branch with these darkened cinnamon-colored leaves, providing a contrast all around. And you see each of the riders, the statue has taken on color of its own. Each of the horses also colored towards each season, with the autumn one having a gold to like cinnamon horse whose mane is made of entirely leaves that are dripped over like into the forelock and over the side, as the rider is taken on the form of a fall Eladrin, similar for every other season. The fall wearing the winter, a white horse with a blue mane, but the mane seems to be made of snow, draped carefully and frozen in time, as the fetlock even looks like it's been frozen in time as the horse is whinnied upwards. The rider atop it, a striking Eladrin with a very serious complexion, having the white hair. The summer horse is actually green and has a regular mane of like this flaxen yellow blonde with flowers woven into it. The summer Eladrin with a hair almost too bright to look at. It's as if the light springing from inside the hair to make its head look almost on fire. And then the spring, the mildest of all, but also kind of the most welcoming, a normal summer chestnut for the horse, with not only flowers woven into the mane, but at its feet you see grass is kind of made up the tail coming out of the back of the horse, where its rider is the spring version of the Eladrin. And so you guys walk into seeing all of this, and everybody excitedly waiting. You recognize everyone from dinner last night, from the uniform of Ichaihern to Ementian, the large and would be imposing, but kind of it gives you a good feeling to be near him. The treant next to him, and finally Squeliac, the leprechaun, comes into the middle of the room and he holds up his hands, and as he holds up his hands, there's just a second before everything kind of fades to a calm, and he smiles. And as he smiles really widely, he looks over, and at this point, can I get everybody to make a perception check?
Jesus.
Tell me your secrets.
Okay, so it looks like only Uza, you catch just the barest sight as he winks to her Sam. Welcome all, Seely and
We've been
Unseely.
had.
We've had a wonderful meal together, and it's shown that there is more to life than fighting with each other. Now, the best part, we come to our inaugural, our very first try games, where there are 3 instead of 2, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Who knows what could happen? The magic may fail, people may die. It could be very exciting, as everybody kind of like starts clapping and cheering at that. And he's like, or
Did he say we could die?
or the magic could stay in place and everything could be well as well. Either way, it's going to be very exciting to see what happens. So we have, of course, the Unseelie Court, represented by the 5 knights. Well, I should say 4 knights in a fishbowl. And there's like a smattering of laughter as he says this. And you see the form of the Undying Prince with the globe on his head. You see one of his hands clench, and you can almost hear the knuckles popping as he clenches his hand. And of course, for the Seelie side of things, these lovely, wonderful people brought to you, and they're the ones we're all rooting for, aren't we? And then, as this kind of cheer goes up from the crowd around him, he's like, represented. Boo! Yes.
Boo and yes.
Represented by the best of the best that we could find. And of course, we don't cheat. We don't have to bring in all of the wonderful fae that we have to offer here. No, we've gone outside of our expectations. We've found you the wonderful wizard, Chorus Mendrin. And the wizard with the owl, he kind of gives it a deep bow.
And I can see the fear in his eyes!
It's there. I saw it. I rolled a 30.
We have the centaur druid of Jindeath, and then he gives his horse form gives a bow, and it's really interesting to see the front half bow where the back half stays as a horse.
Let's go.
Look at that horse go. Are you murmuring all of this to like people around you? Just so I know. Like...
Yeah. Why not? Just the team. Just the Dawnforged guys.
Okay.
It's all through the sending stones.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then,
There we go.
like, the might and power of Velthrum, the Minotaur. And you see that at that point the Minotaur.
Oh, Blitzkill, you could take that, Katie.
Blitzkill literally gives that guy a thumbs up.
And as he's like, you can see
also throws the thumbs up.
the Minotaur, he's basking in the audience. He looks over, and without even a second thought, he gives a big smile and thumbs up to you as well. He's just like super fucking jazzed to be here.
I flex my arms a little, like, yeah, like scrawny guy flex, you know what I mean?
Oh, and it's so
Yes,
funny.
I do.
He's so into it, and he's so into it. He gives you like a big fucking holy shit Minotaur flex back, where he's like,
Alright, Bloodscale, he's all yours.
Yeah, duh.
I was like,
He warmed them up for you.
Or, yeah, like loosening the jar of pickles.
from the depths, one of our friends from below, we have Brielton. The first time we've had a Triton in, quite a while, actually. The Hexblade Warlock comes to us and is excited to participate. And you see the Triton standing kind of tall and proud. He gives a very low bow. And some of you recognize he has a symbol of Lythander on his shoulder pad.
Praise Lathander.
Lathander. You're honor bound to do it.
Your characters
bound
would
to help
recognize Lythander from Unawatale. That was the same god that she praised.
Maybe we could trap this guy in a crystal.
God of Rebirth. And,
Send him after a
Right,
ship.
so, Hexblades, right? They need to, like, use their weapons, right?
I don't know.
Maybe?
Alright, fair enough. I've never fought a warlock before.
I heard they're only good for about 12 seconds.
Business, what do you know? You're a warlock, ain't you?
His patron is the blade. That means you cannot separate him from it. He can summon it back to himself, so do not waste your time.
Alright, cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, no, that was actually helpful, yeah.
We work business, per usual.
Gotta figure out how to do that.
And then, finally, the roguish figure who refuses to be named, but we all know it's a Flynn under there. From the Flynn Order, the Nameless Fighter, who refused to give me his name, and I am still a little upset about it. And then so you see the shrouded figure with the mask on. The eyes seem to glow as he just gives a small curt nod. It's like, well, so he's not that friendly, but, you know, he's not here to be friendly, is he? He's here to fucking do what he's best at. So, with that, I see no reason to keep you waiting any longer. Our first competition. Come close, come close. As he kind of like, as he right, as he gestures, you see this is all. You see the two sides step forward in unison, expecting this summons, like they've done this 100 times.
I think they've done this a lot.
Do you guys move in as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. Or
So-
whatever Here Sam does is what I do.
Her Sam takes a step forward, and the rest of you kind of follow behind him. Oops, sorry. Let's go ahead and put. And so, as you all step forward, the form of Squaliac, still perfectly able to be heard by literally everyone. He's like, "So, your very first task, your very first competition, the first game you'll be playing. You need to bring a Kirin to the Queen."
Oh, I have a good idea for this one.
I say, shut up.
Cough.
What's a Kirin?
That sounds crazy. I'm not from around here. What's that? Tell me, please.
I'm gonna give Viser the like, you're in public, shut up. Or like, we're in church, shut up, like, small slap on the back of the head.
Dude, be quiet.
You guys are absolutely no fucking fun. You know that.
I'm trying, Visair. I'm trying.
I want them all to leave the hall while we stand here, and then we summon it while they're gone, and they have to be called back and inconvenienced.
I just want
That's
them.
pretty
I just
awesome,
want them to
actually.
explain what it is, and me to go,
So-
oh, like this, and then it appears.
So at that point, you notice Squaliac has been talking this whole time, and he's
Oh
like,
fuck! What did he say?
and as you guys turn your
is he
attention back,
describing it?
he's like, that's mythical. They have been found to be the most pure forms of good, but that doesn't mean you have to bring it alive. You can choose any form of delivery that you wish.
Guys really are
The golden
monsters.
scales and the horns. You need not. Your proof will not do in these mere trinkets. You must bring the entirety of the beast. With that, I wish you a little luck on your journey. You're going to need it, as the wily
We're
thing is able
definitely
to-
gonna need it.
as the wily thing has to transport itself between planes, and if you're not ready, it'll be gone before you ever knew it was there.
Oh, sounds really tough.
That does. Oh, that's gonna be.
We're gonna have to come up with an overly elaborate plan for this.
And as he pulls out a small vial from his pocket, he's like, and then, with the burst of sun, begin. And as he throws his finger upwards, you see he touches the vial and pulls up a drop of this golden sunlight and throws it upwards, and it explodes in this bright golden firework. And as that point, everybody starts running out of the room. You get the idea that and as they start clearing out, you notice that both teams make it to the door super quickly, and you notice they've already started. Like
Oh shit! Did we start?
Jinda.
Yes.
That's
It
right.
finally happened.
It finally happened. And you notice,
We started.
so like you see Kazo set back for 1 second as he pulls out a bolero from his pack and he throws it, catching up the legs of one of the Unseelie. It was the Green Knight as the Green Knight hits the ground, and at the same point you see like
Nasty.
you see the the Twister Knight is running, the half manifest form of the astral arms pop out of the back and are have swords and are like holding back, and the Minotaur is trying to like get around, and the Minotaur like is standing back for a second and reaches over the arms, grabs the head and throws it to the side as it just hits the fucking and hits the ground.
That's a thick boy right there.
This is awesome.
Afterwards, you see the Squall Knight, the only one
damage.
to be able to score a hit. She pulls out something from her pack and then tosses it at the feet of Chorus Mendrin, the wizard. As it explodes upwards, you see ice form around his feet, and as it forms, he hits the ground and starts to slide as the ice itself is heavier than he is, and it starts to slide him along as he just kind of wheels off into the corner. The only one to make it to the door untouched is Brailton, the Triton, as he starts to continue outwards. And as he reaches the door, he turns around and he slams his staff into the ground, and you see this an entangle spell take up the entirety of the Unseelie as the Seelie all cut together. As Chorus is trying to deal with what's going on, the Minotaur just walks over, grabs him by the waist, picks him up, and just runs with him, still half encased in ice. The Seelie seem to be able to make it out
Hey,
first.
Nessus, remember when I did something similar with you?
Yeah, this is all coming back to me.
Hold on, do we look like assholes like this when we're trying to move around in a panic?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But it's part of the
Embarrassing.
you do what you can, right? Like,
It's that
we've
point you
composed
see.
ourselves right now. This is insane.
Is anyone flying?
You haven't seen anybody take flight yet.
Okay.
And it's at that point you see the Undying Prince reach down and he touches the vines, and all of a sudden the rot takes them instantly and they are gone. As he steps forward, they just break apart easily as they're brittle as if though they've aged 100 years in 10 seconds. As with
If
that,
his fishbowl is at all looking back at us, I give him a thumbs up.
Can he see through that thing?
you
Can
give
he
him
breathe
the
through that thing?
He can see, yeah, he's fine.
you see
it
the
fog
thumbs
up?
up, but he is entirely focused in front of him.
No, that's
And,
fine. I'm just throwing it.
The Unseelie all gather together, and you see there's a moment where they're talking, and then all seem to nod, and then they all head out together. It's at that point you are left with only the primary Fae, and then there's like 10 people who've stayed just curious to see what the hell you were gonna do. And you see as one of them staying, you see he's this bright summer Eladrin. He's got this big coat on, and he's dressed special for the occasion. He goes over to you see he's talking to somebody who has like these big pouches of coins around their belt, and you see he hands them a big stack of big purse of coins. He's like, they know something that none of the rest of them don't. Here's 1,000 gold for them to win this one.
Hey, Visair, play the song.
Oh yeah, alright. I grab I start.
We could do it at the end of the song.
playing the song we made for the Kieran on my little finger violins.
And so the song starts to kick up, and it's this beautiful intermixed melody.
So this song I wrote for a friend of mine. I hope you like it. I think they liked it a lot. Anyway, sing along if you know it.
I pull out my pan flute and I assist.
Yeah, the pan flute, and it sounds beautiful together. Like they're kind of weaving in, and it's at that point you see birds have started to come in and fill in that part of the melody that you're used to them.
Sam, get in on this.
Look at that.
Sam pulls out his viol, and he also starts to participate. And you see Illofear pulls out a small harp and also starts to strum along. You see the unicorns, the Pegasi, as they're kind of flying around. You hear like this, it's like this background mental feeling of joy as they're replicating the music, but on a psychic level. So it's in your head and like going through your entire being. You can tell that they feel like it feels like your entire body.
It's got that weird delay that's like half a second behind. Oh, that's awkward.
There is not that.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at who. Can you imagine? Who could we write this beautiful song for? Ooh.
It's like Squaliac at that point. The small green-skinned Squaliac turns around. He's like, "Oh, you can go. You're gonna fucking
wink at him.
lose."
Sorry, I guess we're just being a bunch of fools over here, aren't we? Oh, you got us. Oh, we really should participate. Should we participate now?
We should start.
We should start. Alright,
The queen-
do you wanna start?
I think it's Zephyr's call.
Zephyr, would you like to be the one to start us off on this?
Oh, the queen.
I look back towards the queen.
The queen's about to.
So it's the Queen of Air and Darkness is giving you this death glare as you can see, like her hand is resting, and you see she's just lightly tapping a dagger at her belt. As you look back to to Titania, she's kind of looking intrigued, but then you see she smiles, and you see her lean back into the chair enjoying the song. As she kind of smiles, and
I think we should finish the song, guys.
as you're playing the song,
You know when the
As
song's
that's
over.
happening, when it starts like coming to a close, I start coming to the steps, like right there.
perfect. So as you come to the steps, do the rest of you. Elofair is going to flank you as well. Everybody with the song, you guys want to do the same?
Yeah, I'll bust myself up right there.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. So you guys kind of.
Yeah.
Just for perfect presentation.
I'm gonna be perfectly in between her and the door, though.
Formation.
Perfect. Okay.
So switch me and her, Sam, because I am being guard duty.
So her
Guard
step up here then.
duty.
And then, so as you're stepping forward, you also even notice that Oberon's serious face is all the way into a smile, as you see he clearly looks at her, Sam, and gives him like a fuck yeah nod. And it's
As the song ends, I flip my ring around my finger and bow.
so as you flip it and bow, the key ring appears.
Wow.
And like the key ring appears, and as it joins,
Oh my god, look what happened!
as it joins, the song hits its final chord, and it kind of it appears like there's this like flutter as like a few like golden scales start falling from this one spot in the ceiling, and it just flutters into existence and kind of rides the air down, and then lands perfectly on the steps next to you, and gives a bow to Titania.
Does that count?
Hi, Horan.
Hi, Horan.
Let's go,
How are
bud.
you today? Hope you're having a good day. We're having an alright day. We thought we'd show them
Good to
your
see you
song.
again.
With it's at that point you hear like some small murmurings and everything, like as people have started to come back, you hear somebody like you hear a as you look back in that summer Eladrin in the fancy coat is holding out his hand to the person with all of the money bags around them. You hear somebody like,
Oh,
"Holy
I should have put money on us.
you see a younger
I don't think we can bet on ourselves.
just be like, "Oh my
guys
god!"
are
and he runs outside, and you hear just this. I can't the camera. Oh my god! They had it running. Oh like
Actually, while he starts running out, I wanna turn and just half roar at him to try to slow him down.
and he slows a little bit, but he's like kind of walking. He's super excited to share, so you slow him down a little bit, but you can tell he's not like really afraid of you. But he's like, "Oh, do you want me to?" But I gotta. He's just like kind of torn between what he wants to do and what you want him to do.
Well, no, he does it, like, it's funnier if you let them get a bit farther out.
Yeah, criminy, we're trying to tell a joke here.
Oh,
Give it like 5.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
And
5
he-
minutes, 5 solid minutes. It'll
You
be
see-
perfect.
He goes and he sits down and he's like tapping his feet excitedly, just watching now. He's about like 10, 12 years old. It's hard to tell with the Eladrin.
Oh,
but he's
Christ.
definitely
Thanks, bud.
a kid.
I get that feeling, bro. I know that feeling.
He's
He-
also
like-
like, what are you, 4 now? 5? I can never remember.
I'm 8.
Big smile.
8, that's right.
And
8.
it's at that point Squilliac kind of comes up behind the rest of you and he's like, "All right, sure, that's all right. Well, yeah." And he kind of, you see, he looks over to the.
Oh,
He looks
crap,
up to
did
the
we finish?
queen. He looks up to the
Oh,
queen. The queen smiles and nods. He's like, "Well, that's the end of our first game. So exciting that you had to already have that. How did you fucking? All right, so the first game is claimed by the Court of Fools, and there's
By
nothing.
the way, Hurin here is allowed to leave of his own recourse.
Absolutely. Also,
Yes.
get good, Scrubs.
Unharmed.
There will be no harm to the Kieran.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What else? Bad
Titania-
things.
Enforced.
Titania bows, and you see Hurun. He kind of floats up to the throne itself, and as he gives a small bow, you see Titania for the first time. She inclines her head and a bow back, and as she's inclining her head, she fully steps up and gives him an entire bow back. And then she kind of, as she stands forward, she smiles and she's like, "It's been a long while since I've seen something of such wonder. Thank you."
That
And
is
she reaches out and she
literally
kind of,
wonderful.
she like reaches behind the ear and then kind of pats Hurin on the face as Hurin. You just hear the Hurin say in the return, he's like, "It is long since I was welcomed into a court as such as this. It is wonderful. I am pleased to be your guest." And looking over, the Queen of Air and Darkness is
Is she mad?
literally light is pulling away from her. She seems as though she's standing in like this deep shadow when there's nothing to cast it. Like the light is being sucked away from her. Like her eyes are shaded over as they become just these pinpoints of light reflecting off of her pupils as her entire form seems to have gone almost completely dark. And then
Surin,
From devils.
can she murder us over this? Is this like a murderable offense? Like, if
a-
she kills us, will people just be like, "Yeah, that's cool, you know, Friday"?
who did you ask?
Here's.
You're like, "No, but I think she's disappointed, and I think that the dead or alive was something that she specified."
Oh,
Oh, that's just a dick move.
I agree.
Shame.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Knowing her, this isn't her only dick move, guys. Bloodskill's not
The
being
woman
sneaky
entirely
about this
surrounded
either.
in
Bloodskill is
darkness?
saying this out loud.
yes, you do get the idea that it's not her first go around with being a douchebag.
I've seen devils that have looks that are less scary than that.
You literally have. All of you have. You've seen Mesnos. No, my headphones
Hey!
have,
Oh, he's a cute
are,
little boy.
are almost dead. I have to go to a BRB screen. I will be right back. I just have to fix this headphone problem. So give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Goofus.
Remember, 1 second when you need.
DM Emporiums.
That's right. The DM Emporium is this, just so you could have all the stuff you need. I don't even think they can hear us. Let's see if they can hear us.
You can hear it.
What?
We're just trying. We're trying to do ad time.
There, yeah. So they can hear us? What, are we live?
Yeah.
Go to DM Emporium, you friggin' animal! No, I'm just kidding.
DM Emporium started.
just destroy the brand. No, seriously though.
Make this boy a
today's
commercial.
Today's stream has been brought to you
An ad
by
roll?
DM Emporium. DM Emporium is your #1 stop shop for all things DM, like DM and DM related. Like you need what? You need dice? You need a tower? What? Like, is it just for DMs? Can players go? It's just for DMs. Players, obviously. Your favorite t-shirts. Show the DM in your life that you appreciate all the work they put in for when they put together these games for you to play. DM Emporium's got a lot of fun stuff. It's fun. Molly Ken Has is the first featured streamer. If you have a stream related to D&D or, you know, just want maybe the Emporium, feel free anytime. For those of you who aren't streamers, but just like streamers at large, use the code Can Has 10. That's Can with a K to get 10% off any order. Can Has 10 with a K at DM Emporium. 10% off your. Check it out. Why not? It's not even full price. Not even full price. 90%.
Hurry up and level up your gaming already, man.
Yeah, level up your game, bro. Crying out loud. It's like your game is at this level, like this low level, and I need it to be up here. I need it to be way up there. I need it to be leveled, bro. I'm just kidding. Hey, are we done? Nope. All right, so
You were-
dear.
You were for a hot second, then you had to get up again.
Yeah. But so yeah,
so
what,
close.
all right, what have you guys got from DM Emporium? I know you Drinking Stein, right? Somebody got Drinking Stein?
Just got a
Drinking
horn.
Stein.
Drinking Gourd, sorry.
Horn. Viking drinking horn.
I keep
Yeah.
drinking horn.
All
That's 10% off, Molly says. Your entire order. She has a headset. She's choosing to type. That's how this goes.
All right, so we are
Make
back.
this boy a commercial.
Apologize for the slight delay. Yeah, we do need to make a commercial. Actually, TJ, if you want to come down at any point, we can do that. That'd be fun. All right, so. Okay, so. Sorry, it was getting to the point where it's starting to clip out, so it'd be like. So I had to get that taken care of. So,
Chia.
it's at this point. Squiliac, he, you notice the firework above has been slowly stayed suspended in air. This bright, go ahead, Molly. You have a wireless headset, and we'll never know. This golden firework has stayed in the air, and it starts to, as it's been slowly moving down. You see Squiliac just kind of turns over. He opens the bottle back up, and it all just swarms back into the bottle as he corks it. You get the idea.
All right, kid, go ahead.
Firework was the timer. Okay, and he runs outside, and then you hear, "Oh my God, they did it! They had the camera. They got it super quickly. And they won the first. It's the Court of Fools. They're actually going to be like a competition." And
Yep, that sounds like a kid. And I knew it was a.
What are you talking about? I noticed no awkward speech pattern there.
Oh, not at all.
I need to try and position myself. Hey, oh yeah, Hobby's been great. You know, do you remember that time when we were around the Beholder and it was like, Mom! We were like, Mom! Oh. I see.
Love you, bird, bro.
If that's how you feel about it,
That was an awkward reality check. I'm gonna go stand up here because I want to see their faces.
and so, were you?
I'm gonna
standing?
fly up to the top. I'm gonna like fly up to the top of this statue here and like, kind of maybe perch on the arm, kind of like about to. Don't want to seem disrespectful. If nobody gives me weird looks, I'm gonna perch on it and just look at the door.
It's easy enough. The arm is like this, and it's holding these sunflowers in its hand. So the sunflowers are so large. As you stand on the arm, you're about the size of one of the heads of the sunflower, and so you're kind of standing up there. As you look out, you see at first like people are just running in. Like there's like this big procession of people. You see there are other people you notice that have coin bags tied around their waist. And you see almost all of them have books out and they're writing something in them.
That's
And
the
then-
bookies.
And then
What's
after that,
Scale's intimate knowledge of this from his arena days?
he does. And so, after a little while, you see the forms of at first it's the Unseelie who are the first back. You notice that they are already showing signs of battle. Like there's tears in cloaks, there's bent shields, there's damage clearly done to the armor as they're walking in.
Are they looking pouty at all?
It's hard to tell. They have completely masked faces with their helms. They're standing perfectly straight up, like they have perfect posture, and so it's really difficult to tell if they've been disappointed or not. And then behind that, you see.
I'm just gonna like shit like, hey guys, welcome back, and then just kind of there's something on my suit, and just gently brush it off my shoulder. That's better.
None of them acknowledge you at all.
Oh, so they are pouty.
You get that feeling, yeah. And then after that, the Seelie side of things start coming in, and you notice that there's a big burn mark on the Minotaur as he walks in, where he's lost, where he has the hump over where his head is. There's like this big bare patch to the side of it that has clearly been burned off, and he looks fucking pissed. And he's just walking, he's like, and you see he looks over at the Flame Knight, and he starts to walk forward, and then you see the centaur kind of like gallop up next to him and grabs his arm, kind of pulls him back, and they whisper something. The Triton seems untouched as also the form of course Mendrin the wizard walks in, and you see he also is seemingly untouched. You get the idea that the Seelie had the better outcome as far as the fight went, but
Tank's gonna tank.
It was for nothing.
Wave at them too. Hey guys, welcome back.
And as you wave, you see Jendith the centaur as he's whispering. He points up to you, and you see the Minotaur looks up, and he's still pissed. You see his like bloodshot eyes, and as he sees you, see kind of you.
Hey! Hey, Minotaur! Thumbs up.
He gives
Did
you a
your
big
best.
thumbs up.
Veltham is my name. I am never sad to be bested.
At least when anything not in combat. Well done.
Cool.
What was his name? You cut out.
Velthrum. V-E-L-T-H-R-U-M.
Velthrum. Cool. Thank you.
Yes,
course.
best wasn't good enough.
And as they all
Because that'd be amazing.
as they all kind of take their places, almost seeming to separate from shadows, you see the unnamed Flynn, the unnamed person from the Flynn Associates almost appear out of nowhere as if walking out of a shadow of somebody.
Oh,
Can I perception check that to see if it was a really good stealth roll or if it was magic?
Hell yeah, you can.
Thank you. Oh! Rolling like a boss.
So,
Get
looking at it, you notice that him and the druid have been working together. The druids, it's a combination. It's clearly a pass without a trace spell to cling the shadows to the druid's underside, and then he can hold on and like he's riding he can hold on to like he's like holding onto a horse, and he's able to move himself quickly to the sides that are away from the vision of other people, and then when he separates from the centaur, he's releasing his hold and stepping out from separating himself from the spell. It seems a very, very localized version of Pass Without a Trace.
That's really neat. And I'm gonna look underneath blood scales. Legs. Yeah, I don't think I can fit down there. Yeah, next time. Guys, we should get a centaur.
you can't like pick him up at the store, bud.
They're really hard.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could turn into half a horse.
There you go. Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Oh my god. Okay. And then it's at that point.
Uza has a joke, but is not going to say it.
Good. No, it's
Horse's
probably
ass
a
anyway.
good choice.
Said it, not me.
I did.
Oh man. Okay, so it's at that point that the leprechaun Squaleac goes back to the center, and you see as he kind of stands there for a second. He I know, right? Oh, no, God, no! It's in my head now.
Got him.
He pulls out he pulls out a baton and he starts to wave it as if he's conducting, and you hear a song kind of start to kick up. And as he
Dance like crazy. Go.
as he does, he's like, "And so ends the first competition, the hunt for the key ring." It sounded like it was going to be a lot more exciting than it was, but unfortunately, I think somebody came a little extra prepared. That's okay. There are many contests to come. For now, though, I think it's time for a meal. And then, at least it would be if that had taken longer. That's the schedule is next to meet back here at lunch. Until then, well, there's nothing to fucking do, so let's have a dance. And as he continues to wave his this conducting wand, the music gets louder. All of the you see the hall in front of you transforms suddenly into a dance hall. There's mirrors on every lining the sides of it. You see that people start to instantly start to couple up and dance, and you hear some laughter as they kind of start diving into this.
Like, really excited. I want to go dance.
So,
Who's that? You want to dance?
Yes.
perfect.
Yay!
So, can I get both of you to make a... Oh, actually, because you're assisting each other, I need you both to make performance checks at advantage.
She's leading.
Can I assist the band?
Yes. There is no visible band. It is Squaleac with his baton.
Oh, shit.
I am definitely leading.
Okay,
She's
so...
definitely leading.
So as you're leading, you're kind of pulling Uza through this as you recognize this dance was actually one that
Ronat taught me.
Ronat taught you. Thank you. I couldn't remember her name there for a second. Yeah, Ronat taught you this. This was actually one of the song is also super familiar. You don't remember the words, but it's something that Ronat used to play at like night when the fire. It was just at sunset when the day was over, but there was still like all this energy, and it was a really lovely dance that you guys used to have. And so you kind of pulling Uza
like,
through
Ronat
this.
used to play this.
That's
Every
really
night.
awesome. I have 2 left claws.
It's okay, I got you.
Technically talent. No.
But what about your feet?
Does anybody else want to dance?
Now.
I'll push Taz out with Mesnos.
As Taz, you're being pushed to the dance floor. Do you resist?
A little bit.
Okay. Do you eventually go with it, or do you sit back down?
I'll go with it.
Perfect. And so
Drop it like it's hot.
Mesnos kind of gives you like a full like court bow, and then he takes your hand and you guys start to dance. So I need a performance check at advantage.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Sure we don't get content I need, huh?
Do you want me to
Are
run
you
for
sure I
Mesnos?
can't do an acrobatics check?
Hey, you rolled
Yeah,
really
just
well.
fuck the dance and do a backflip.
And then,
Mesnos is still getting used to his people feet.
oh shit! So as Mesnos, as you kind of you've seen the dance and you think you've got it by this time, and as that you're kind of like pushed towards the dance floor. All of a sudden you kind of feel the music and you feel that rhythm to it, and then as Mesnos kind of comes up, he like offers you his hand and he takes you up like very courtly at the beginning, and then as you take off, you can tell he's trying to lead, but he doesn't know what to do. So eventually you're just kind of like, don't worry, I got this. You guys aren't doing the same dance as everybody else or anything, but you're doing something in rhythm and you're having fun, which is the main thing. At one point, you two come together and Mesnos, do you mind if I cut in?
Look at that.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up during that. Was that
Mesnos.
directed towards me?
Yeah, Mesnos to you, he's like, do you mind if I cut in?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
Change
more
Plexus!
performance check at advantage.
All right.
There we go.
Oh shit!
That's a boy. That's a boy right there. That's a boy right there.
Perfect. And then Tazir and Uza, you guys can make yours as well.
Uza's
if you like.
turn.
So I'm all excited. I'm like, Ronat taught me this song. Here, I'll show you the moves.
And so- what's that?
Sorry, I was gonna ask if I'm sure he's not, but the Flynn Rogue guy, is he out dancing?
Yes.
Or even he is. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do the weird solo dance around and try and get near him to see if he smells like anything.
So as
Trying
you
to figure out a
do,
beat on this guy.
as you do the single dancing around thing, you are instantly swept up by a lovely spring eldrin. There's no dancing by yourself. Everybody is having a wonderful time. And as you look over the spring eldrin, he's got this great big smile on his face, and he's dancing and pulling. He's leading you, showing you the kind of steps. He's like, just in case you need it later. And so Mesnos and Zephyr, you as you're showing him the steps, all of a sudden something clicks for Mesnos, and he takes the lead, and he is all of a sudden moving, and you two all of a sudden become like this focal point as you guys are killing this fucking dance.
Everywhere they go, they leave a trail of glowing footprints that change color, like in tune with the song.
Aww,
Perfect.
I'm
And then
laughing.
so-
I'm having a blast.
And so these footprints that you're leaving behind, they're a rainbow pulse with the beat as they kind of transform through these colors. And every time an Eldrin touches them, it changes to that season of whatever Eldrin has recently touched them, and then back to rainbow after a second. Because Viser is kick-ass at what he does. Tazir, you were also picked up by a Winter Eldrin who is smiling and she's almost cold to the touch, but she kind of is showing you through the dance moves and is trying to teach you the dance as well. So as you guys kind of dance, you notice that like, can I get let's see, anybody who's not dancing to make a perception check?
You got it. Let's see how
This is peak
unperceptive
Ulu.
I am. Oh, what do we got? 12. Brilliant as ever. Get it.
So Brandon, actually Bloodscale, you catch a glimpse. You see the Undying Prince kind of walks forward, and then for a second you see he touches the hand of the Queen.
Which queen?
The
No, he didn't.
Queen of Air and Darkness. He touches her hand, and you see his hand frost over, and he kind of like pulls it back suddenly into his robes.
Into the
He
doghouse, that one.
You don't get a dance while you fail. Come on.
Ejected!
Bloodscale is not even going to crack a smile. He knows better than that.
You notice,
Meanwhile, right next to him, grinning like a complete moron.
You didn't see it!
well, that's why he's grinning like a complete moron. No,
That's perfectly fine then.
you see Velthrum, the centaur, is just clapping along, and he's having a wonderful time.
Having a wonderful time.
You see, so when you were looking for for Flynn, you noticed that Flynn is dancing with Chorus Mendrin, the wizard. They are dancing together. The centaur, not being able to find a partner that can match his particular setup, he's kind of doing this weird thing where he's doing like a tap dance jig with both front and back sets of hooves.
Oh lord.
As
I'm
the
down to
Triton,
Risa.
as the Triton is the only one kind of sitting, but he's tapping his foot and enjoying the music. He's not completely separated like the Unseelie Knights are.
Is the
Oh, so they're being
centaur the
humdrum.
druid?
Yes.
Okay, so after a little while, I look over at Mesnos. I'm like, do you mind if I get some intel? And I look over to the centaur.
Mesnos is like almost in like a trance. He's having such a good time. And he's like, what? Oh yes, the world exists, of course.
I'm like raspberry red at that point.
And then
And I'm like, okay, I'll be back. And I see if I can actually change
with
my
a
bottom half
okay.
with a wild shape.
Ooh,
Or just try to change into a centaur.
roll a. Oh, let's see what the hell we can do with this
Oh
one.
god, this could go so
Roll a
wrong, and I
wisdom
love it.
check.
Oh man, I'm just waiting for like the thing.
Straight
I told you to test the blood!
So,
I live is pain.
can I use my luck point or whatever?
If it goes
you roll
bad,
bad-
you gotta roll.
Oh, motherfucker. We already hit that point.
Okay, so 15. So, as you start to transform, it is super hard to hold on to these single bits of yourself. And with a 15, you end up transforming, like, you're lucky as you already have hooves. And so, you have like instead of a full horse body, you end up with kind of like a goat body, and the rest of your regular upper half sticking out of a goat body. That has turned a greenish hue, like your upper half has gone like orc skin color, while your lower half went goat.
I walk over to the centaur. I'm like, it's not perfect, but may I?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm Gendith, and he bows.
Zephyr.
It is not often people try to even dance with me. Do you know how to in this? Oh, well, I'll teach you. And he kind of reaches for your
Oh,
hand.
you're a druid. I'm a druid. Let's give it a go.
Let's see. Let's find something in between then. Bear?
Dude.
Sure.
And he transforms into a bear. I'll let you use the same wild shape just because so
Okay.
you go full bear. And then so the rest of you see is both druids transform into bears. And now these bears, go ahead and make a...
Doing a Russian bear dance.
Oh my god, how did we get here? How did we get here? Can you make a performance check at advantage?
Fucking druids, man. Fucking druids. Just go with it.
Man.
I never thought
Performance
I'd be
check?
so happy to see
Yep.
two bears dancing, but whatever the hell she was before, thank God that's gone. What? Oh man,
Oh,
That was disturbing.
gonna haunt my friggin' nightmares. That is.
I'm gonna draw that shit
okay.
You know, someone should commit it to memory.
for
Here
science.
lies sanity.
He rolled a 14, so a 14 to 18. These bears are actually kind of they're perfectly in rhythm. They're kind of following around, and then eventually, other than their heads sticking up from the crowd, they're dancing right along with everybody else. God, I love you guys. That's so fucking hilarious.
I wanted him to feel included.
I just had to take a second.
Everybody.
I just had to take a
So now
second
I
to
know
just
that he
appreciate
can
it.
shapeshift.
Oh yeah, yeah, you do. And then as the kind of after a little while, the dance continues. Is there anything anybody else would like to do while this dance happens?
I just want to scout the other guys, the team. Like, is there anything I can tell about the way they move?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Like anything else?
Investigation.
Bloodscale would be doing this as well.
You guys
same.
can assist each
I'm
other.
specifically looking for Flynn.
Perfect. So I'll say at advantage because you're all assisting each other, kind of all trying to gather intel at the same time.
Okay. See if I can actually perceive anything. Visair, the
Yeah, same roll.
That's not bad.
Okay, so 17.
Fucking kid. That's up to 17 with both rolls.
13, 14. Okay, so a plus 11. He gets a 14 with advantage. That's uncommon.
God,
Bro,
that is.
bro.
So,
Rolling like
That
me
is.
over here.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
okay.
God damn it!
Fuck. All right,
So
so
what you get for dancing around like a jackass?
I'm watching the fucking Bears, man. I'm like,
So-
I gotta draw these guys. Where's Flynn? The Bears.
every time you try to catch your attention of anything else, the person you're dancing with, all of a sudden the spring male Eldrin kind of, he's like, all right, ready, and he spins you out towards this fall Eldrin female who's as you kind of latch onto her, she's like, well, lead. And then you start to try to lead as you're going through this, so your perception is entirely, you get like glances and everything, but you're trying to lead this dance you just learned it's not going well. Let's
Watch
see.
out for the talons.
Visair, the absurdity and the horrifying image of the goat orc is just refusing to leave your brain, so it's hard to concentrate on fucking anything. It's just awful.
I'm tilted.
You're tilted.
I shouldn't have to see things you're never gonna forget. And without any warning whatsoever.
Bloodscale, you take a second and you take an inventory of weapons, specifically with a 17. You notice that Jindith is using some sort of modified spear. You notice Kaizo Flynn is covered in knives and weapons, and especially there's a belt of daggers. He has 4 daggers along with a bunch of throwing knives. And you notice on his back, trying to be hidden underneath a cloak, there are 2 rapier. You notice Course Mendrin has some sort of rod that is clearly magical, and you don't know exactly what it does, but he's got something, a magical rod of some sort, as he's kind of dancing with Flynn. Velthram, no visible weapons. And then you look over and you see, oh, that's because he's sitting on a giant maul that he's using as a bench. It's so large. The Hexblade, he's got a, it's like this glaive, and you can tell he's got really good reach with that thing. You guaranteed that guy, if he's in a fight, will have a reach weapon where he can reach at least 10 feet. You've fought them in the gladiatorial arena, and you fucking hate them because they refuse to get close. They fucking hold you at bay. Super aggravated. On the other side of things, you notice the longsword of the Flame Knight. It's definitely magical, like of some sort. It seems to have flames just dancing up and down it. You're not exactly sure what it does, but it's definitely not. It's definitely some sort of a darker magic. On the Tornado Knight looks. Sorry, the what did I call that?
Mr. Knight.
Twister Knight, thank you. Twister Knight has all of these same weapons and looks exactly the same, but you know it can't be. The Squall Knight has everything you would expect from your vision, and then the Green Knight also is wearing similar things to the other Green Knight, but you can tell the weapons aren't magical, and the shield is weird. There's something strange about the shield. Like, it's not magical, but it's not actually a shield. There's something really weird about it. They're trying to hide something there. And then, so as you guys are kind of reading through all of this, the dance starts to kind of wind down to the end, and as the last chords are kind of strung, everybody starts to separate and then kind of starts bowing to each other. Uza, the autumn Eldrin who you were dancing with, she kind of smiles, and then she gives you a small kiss on the forehead, as she's about a foot taller than you, as you guys separate.
Elves dig me.
At that point, Jindeth has turned back into his centaur form, and he gives you a low bow, and he's like, "Always a pleasure to dance with any circle. Can I ask what yours is?"
Well, like, I got a big, like, teethy maw on me right now, and it's because I'm smiling, but I change back, and I'm like, you first.
Circle of Dreams.
Circle of Leaves?
Dreams.
Dreams. Oh my gosh, that's a good one. I'm just Circle of the Moon.
Only? That is incredible. Who taught you such a thing? That is not a common circle.
It isn't?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, I didn't know that. I can't. I was adopted.
Oh!
Well, hopefully they appear to have
Out of
done
nowhere.
you well.
Private Ellie.
Well, I'm glad to meet you. Zephyr, was it?
Yes. Glad to meet you.
And then he heads back to his group.
She was asking his name.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
asking.
he said he was Jindeth. Jyndeth. Jindeth.
Jynteh.
Deth.
D-E-T-H. Okay.
Perfect. And then at that point, you see Tazir, the Winter Eldrin that you'd been dancing with, kind of gives you one final spin, and then as you turn around, they're gone. Because Winter Eldrin are hilarious.
Come back!
Dick.
As you say come back, you see this kind of like nervous, he's like, kind of, he steps back forward, he's like, oh, sorry, I thought the dance is over, and that's usually when most people want to stop dancing. Hello.
Oh no, he came back.
He did.
You didn't even tell me your name!
Oh, dude. He kind of like, he's like, you can tell he's like kind of nervous. He's like, Doriton. My name's Doriton. Just one of the Eldrin here. No one special. Not like you and the games.
Alright, Dorton. Speak for yourself, but that was a good dance. I hope
It
we
was
meet again.
A fantastic dance. I would love to have. Hopefully, when dinner comes around, I'll see you again. It kind of gives you this like, kind of like, not nervous, but like it's a genuine smile. And then you see like for like a second, you see he's like, oh shit, I forgot my place, and he kind of gives you like a quick bow real quick, and then he looks up with it's still smiling, but then he's like, okay, I should probably go. A dinner though, no, not like a dinner, and I'm gonna go, and he kind of like disappears back into this sea of Eldrin.
Azir giggles nervously and then tries to pretend like nothing happened.
Oh, I come up to her. I'm like, what was that?
Adorable.
That was great.
Adorable. All right.
Who was that?
Shut
Fun
Leave it.
fact. Who was that? He looks like a nice guy. He looks so nice. Lord of mercy. Did you get any intel?
Pretty.
His name is Dorothy.
Very, very useful. Name's Dorton. Do you know anything about Dorton? Anyone? Anyone heard that name before? No one.
Great dancer.
He's a great dancer.
I don't think he's on
Yeah.
either of the teams.
He made
Oh.
you look really good, Taz. Well, you did great on your own. It was a good It was a good frame for you. I did. Oh God, I'm putting my foot in my mouth. But you looked great.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Classic.
Oh, I'm bad at
Fabulous.
this. I'm just gonna go back over towards Mesnos and say thank you for that.
And as he kind of Mesnos is, thank you for the dance. When I danced with you, it was much easier, much more natural. I like that. We should dance again sometime.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
if you want to, I don't need to. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I don't remember laughing that much in a long time. So yeah.
Not since I think the flying contest.
I don't really remember very much of that.
Oh, you were laughing your ass off. It was great.
Oh well, you know, first time like really flying. So that was good.
Oh,
And I just kind of walk over to Bloodscale and hide behind him, like I have embarrassed myself enough,
funny.
and I'm hiding behind Big Bro.
If you could literally die of awkward, you probably would right now.
Right there.
It's at that
I said-
point you see Mesnos seemingly just remembers that he has wings, and in his current suit he also has kind of like the wing sleeves. You see, like as you mentioned, wings, and you before you hide, you notice he looks over to his wings and he like stretches them out and looks at them, and then kind of puts them back, and he's like, oh yeah. And then so it's at that
Sarah.
point. Oh, go ahead.
Right there.
Yeah.
Was me hanging out with Phelan that painful and awkward?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize for that right now.
It happens all the time. You was actually much worse with you. This is kind of tame in comparison.
Oh, mine was worse. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Oh God, it was disgusting just watching you. I'm so great. Yeah.
I was trying to bond with you over a shared ribbing of a mutual friend, and you got mean with it. No, that's fine.
Well, no, honestly, I'm just trying
No,
to let you know
no,
what,
yeah,
what
no,
it's like.
yeah.
I'm just
I
telling you,
appreciate the
like, hey, don't you though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
For sure.
now you know. Next time you can play it cool.
Oh, damn! I
right?
forgot to
Play it
prepare that
cool.
spell that I was talking about earlier. Shit.
Why did you do that? It's not.
I did. I'm lying to make you feel bad.
Well, that's fine. I'm just trying to tell you that you can play it way cooler next time and give you a little advice, but you know, whatever makes you happy.
It's at that point Squaliac
I've
starts
given
into
up on the
speech.
idea that I can really
Bloodscale's
figure
face
out
palming
what
harder
this is
than the
like,
other has.
Oh, fabulous. At that point, Squaliac is like, alright, so we had a competition to show off the prowess and the ability to take people down and get to the goal first. Or at least that was the fucking plan. We found out who is apparently intelligent enough to have a key ring in their pocket. So we found that out, at least. Well, we had a lovely dance
More of
in the
like a
meantime.
charm thing than an intelligence thing, I think.
We had a lovely time dancing in the meanwhile. Now, we come to the portion where it's wits, intelligence, beguiling influence above all things.
I hope this is one of you guys.
The riddle contest.
Oh, thank God. I'm just gonna
As
talk
he-
about the sorcerer's thing.
As he says, the riddle contest, there is a huge, uproarious applause from the audience.
This guy's riddle.
All right, so the rules. So the riddle has to make sense. You can't just put out a question hoping to win that you fucking... Oh, you asked a question, great. You fucking... Has to be fair. Has to be approved as fair by the queens. Both queens. Oh, I guess the fucking prince now. And he turns over to Hassam, who gives him this big shit-eating grin. Just... It has to be approved. So if you say something that is out of line or it doesn't make sense, there'll be a ring from one of the queens or the prince, and that riddle will be disqualified. But it has to have 2 rings. I guess 3 rings? It has to have 3
Scrabble.
rings. If you get all 3 rings, you have to tell the answer. If it is judged that the answer was fair, then everyone else sinks deeper. If it is found that your riddle was not fair, you sink twice as deep. So remember, keep it fair.
Scrabble.
Keep it intelligent. Keep it amazing. And with that, we have our riddlers! And he kind of waves his arms forward.
I'm just... do abbreviations count? No! Sing twice as fast. Some proper names sing twice as fast.
So with that, the undead prince walks forward, and then you see Jindeth walk forward. And then Hersam kind of looks over to you, Zephyr, and is like, you said you were
that's
a
me.
riddler.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Don't choke. Don't choke. Okay.
And then you also step forward. He's like, so we have our riddlers. Now let's have the battlefield. As he kind of raises his hands. The rest of you are kind of pushed back suddenly. Let me make sure I've got you guys copied just in case. I want to make sure you guys come to this new map. I do apologize. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure this goes correctly. And then you're pulled into... Can everybody see the riddle contest map?
Ooh, yes.
So,
I hope still hear you guys.
Yeah.
the
Yes, I can.
center of you know what, for mechanics sake, if you guys had riddles you wanted to share with Zephyr, go ahead and private messenger them now. I would assume you guys would have given to them sometime last night or this morning, if there was ones that you had in mind you wanted to share. So
Okay.
but as you see, as Squilliak backs up, he kind of like, as he bows, he sinks into the ground. And where he was standing, this tree made of pure light grows from the center of the court, and this small wall grows around the very center of the court. So this map is at the very center, and it fills with water. But all of you seem right now to be standing on top of that water.
Oh, Sylvanus, grant me luck, please.
All right. And then first riddle. And then he goes to toss a coin, and you see as he goes to toss it, the coin, as he throws it up, he kind of looks annoyed at it, and it transforms into a dice. The Fool's Court.
Oh, why do I have to
So you were 3.
Okay. Is anybody gonna give me a riddle, or is it all me?
I'm typing one out in the Blizzard chat for you, but it's gonna be a minute. I've only got the one.
Hold on.
It's okay to start. It's okay to start easily and work your way up.
What have I got in my pocket?
Sent you one in Blizz chat, dear.
Okay.
That would be 3 dinged instantly.
Send it directly to you. Then you have to swap.
Okay. We sing the song of our home only in death. What are we?
Let's see both of them kind of think for a second. Sing the song of our home only in death. Let's see. Let me kind of roll, see how they're doing as far as figuring this out. Because I have to try to play people more intelligent than me, and that's the only reason I'm rolling for them. Alright, so sing the song of our home only at our death.
Can't Google that one. I made it up.
Sing the song. Yeah, so there is murmuring as everybody's.
Can
you do hear.
Can I amplify the murmuring with prestidigitation?
Yeah, make a performance check. Like you can amplify it. I just want to know how much and stuff like that. So it's definitely gonna happen.
Just really subtly, just to throw off the people who are listening or who are playing. So what am I doing? Performance?
Yeah, performance.
Yeah, come on! The one
Alright,
time
so-
I roll, it could not matter.
No,
less.
a natural 20 is gonna give them disadvantage on their rolls.
Yay!
Five to
Thank you,
four.
Vicer.
Oh, man.
They both you see Jindeth, he's thinking of it, and he kind of looks over it, and he smiles a little bit, and he's like, I don't know, some sort of exploding seed pod. And then you see the form of the prince just shake his head. No answer.
a seashell.
And with the seashell, you see the prince holds up a finger and he's like, and then he puts his hand down as he realizes that the empty seashell with no living creature in it is only able to see. You're able to hear the ocean, and you see both of them sink to their ankles.
Ooh.
I'm like, yeah! Ah! Woo! Yeah!
Oh, seashell! Thaumaturgy.
And then everybody, you hear the murmur of seashell, seashell. Oh, that was beautiful. That was great. That was our first riddle. Oh my god, they were going to start easy. I almost had it. No, I totally knew it was a seashell. You didn't know it was a seashell. Shut the fuck up. And then Jindeth, he sits for a second. He's like, all right. Too much of me. The water's cold. Too little of me is sad. Too much of me is bad. The bigger I grow, the less you know. But you need more than a tad. What am I? And I'll blink that in chat so you don't have to try to memorize that shit.
Thank you. I was just writing it down.
And then I'll roll for the Undying
And we
Prince.
can't help her, correct?
You cannot help her. Undying Prince
Okay.
doesn't know shit.
He's not a good Riddler.
Overconfidence is his signature move. No, unfortunately, you don't get a roll for hints.
Oh shit! No, you have to come up with the answer.
You have to be in this riddle contest. I have to play two people,
Dork.
and I know the answers of the other person, so I was coming up with this mechanic to help mitigate that. Mitigate that.
Meta game that?
Too little of me is sad. Too much of me is bad.
You see the Undying Prince almost instantly give the no fucking idea, and as you see as he gives that give up, he sinks to his knees.
Intelligence?
And you sink to your ankles.
Fuck.
The answer is confidence.
Ah!
Shit.
I knew it was something like
Yeah, much like the prince.
oceans.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I was gonna say water. That's way off.
Next is the prince.
I was thinking water. Can I hear them like saying answers into my ear because of the
No.
necklace?
No. There seems to be no communication or magic able to be activated at all.
Shit.
You get
Okay.
it's the presence of this tree is having something to do with your magical items.
Okay.
And then so the prince says, I am in your blood, the evening sky, lurking right behind your eye. A gift, a rose, and wine inside. What am I?
I'm so gonna fucking lose.
Oh, dude.
You can't.
Oh, dude.
You guys can PM me the answers if you guys want to like guess. That would be the
I think
only
I'm
way to do it.
accidentally responsible for this one.
You definitely are. I told you. I specifically, like, me and TJ did a riddle contest while we were on a road trip, and I was like, I'm using some of those, so you can't answer.
Oh, dang. Jess, ignore the riddle I sent you.
Wait, are you serious?
Actually, no. If the riddle you sent her.
No,
the
yeah,
night
that would be a
before-
riddle that you would have shared, so she has access to it. Because
Alright.
you didn't know I was doing this. That's not metagaming.
I had
That is,
no idea. So just read the one that I sent you and then reread his.
I sent you one as well in Blizz chat on the Dawnforged company.
All right. And then,
Yeah,
for fun's
put mine in
sake,
both.
if anybody wants to guess, just PM me.
You said the color blue.
Yep, no,
Shit.
read the structure, you fool!
Hey,
The
you can't
structure
say
of
any,
the two
you
riddles.
can't say anything. You can't say anything beyond that.
I,
Maybe she.
Oh, my wife a fool.
I'm sorry. I get heated. I don't know
He
what
gets
I was
heated. He gets heated. It's okay. He gets the
I'm so
vape.
sorry.
I know. I'm
All
fucking.
right,
Okay,
so
alright.
Vapors.
I know, but that's not cool. I don't want to be that guy.
it's okay. It's okay.
The color red is
The
my
answer
guess.
is the color. The answer is the color red. Oh wait, I gotta roll.
Nice.
Jindeth also said, as you say, you signal to answer, and you see Jindeth signals at the same time, and then so as you say the color, you see as you're going to answer, you see the shimmer over Jindeth, and then you see the shimmer go away, and the shimmer goes around you as you see he says something you can't hear. You notice neither one of you
Voice.
sink.
Okay.
And it's back to you.
All right.
So are they still rolling at disadvantage, or?
I only did it for that one. Is it something you're going to be
No.
trying to do for every round? Because I don't want to do it
No,
every
no,
round.
no. I just.
Choose particularly, like, if you want to choose the riddles to give them disadvantage, you can try to roll for it again. Only the
Sure.
20 gives disadvantage. The rest is going to be kind of flavor, and
Okay.
depending on what it is, could give disadvantage. Sorry,
Okay,
go
cool.
with your riddle.
That makes sense.
Okay. How many riddles do we do?
It's until only one person has their head above water.
Going. Just keep
okay.
on going.
All right. Let's see. I don't want to go with my absolute hardest ones yet.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's crackling. Is that me?
Nope. Snap, crackle,
Fine.
pop.
No worries.
Alright,
Huh.
what 8-letter word in the common tongue can have a letter taken away from it and still make a word? Take another letter away and it still makes a word. Keep on doing that until you have one letter left. What are the words?
Oh, that poor fucking prince. He is not doing away.
No.
He is.
Fuck you, fishbowl!
Jindith, however, he signals that he knows the answer. You see the
was it
Undying
again? Sorry,
Prince.
I hear one.
It's an 8-letter word, correct? That you
Yes,
take it away and all the way down to one letter?
You take away a letter every time and it makes a word the entire time.
So
Gotcha.
as they both signal that they can answer, you see the shimmer goes around the Undying Prince first, and Jindith says, "The word is starting. Starting, staring, string, sting, sing, sin, in, I. Amazing."
Oh, he said amazing. That wasn't part of it.
He got it.
Ooh, bam, that's wrong.
It's funny because
technicality.
A technicality.
I give him a nod.
he knew the riddle. That's
correct.
actually one that I had ready.
And now he can't use it.
Yeah, now
And
we
now
can't
he
use
can't
it.
use
No,
it against
it's,
you.
It's good. Trust me, like, that's good. And then
No,
you see
I
the
wish you would have used that one on me, because I... Damn it!
Get fucked, fam.
you see the Undying Prince. It switches over to him, and he's like, as you see the shimmer go over Jindith, and then the shimmer release itself from the Undying Prince, and he's like, "The word is fletching," and then you see he sinks again. He's
man.
already nipple high. Like, he's not having a good time.
How deep is he?
He's
high.
nipple high.
Nip-
He went.
nip deep?
It was ankles,
deep.
knees, waist, and now nipple, because he's failed four fucking riddles already. He's failed every riddle that's not his own.
He probably would have failed that one too.
You know.
The way he's rolling.
Alright, so-
I'm gonna prestidigitate a murmur in the crowd,
And as you just want to be like against him.
just as he sinks to be like, oh shit,
Oh
yeah.
shit! And like as you see the murmur, kind of it takes
Oh, not
place.
performance. Sorry.
That fucker's
That's okay.
dumb.
Actually, what was your 7 + 4 11? You see, as the murmur almost takes on a life as his own, and you hear murmurs near you like, "Why the fuck did they choose him? He's terrible at this." And then like one person, you just be like, and then like the murmur actually kicks up this one, like you don't know who says it, but from the crowd you hear a, "Well, the real riddle is why they chose that idiot."
Oh, give him a balls talk.
Shorzy pops up in this
Yeah, I
bitch.
hate to see
That's
it
where he is
happen,
when I
shit.
banish him.
So, with that, it moves to Jindith, and he kind of smiles, and you see he's really enjoying himself, and he's having a wonderful time. He's like, the riddle. I serve both peasant and crown. I can produce a lovely sound. As part of a band, I fit in your hand and turn the world upside down. What am I? I'll post that in chat so you don't have to worry about it.
Sounds like an hourglass, but I know that's not it.
Oh, by the way, if you text me or if you message me your guess, I'll message you the answer.
Oh, I can do that? Cool!
Not you, not. Good try though. Good try.
Shit. I feel really dumb. Let's see. And I'm not looking any of these up. I'm not gonna cheat.
No, you can look this one up. I made it up.
Don't worry, I'm not helping her.
Oh no, I know. That's what. It's a beautiful thing. And then you can give the signal for no answer and accept the sinking. You know you're not in last place at least.
Yeah, I know that, but serve both peasant.
She has her pride to consider.
If I'm wrong,
My Saiyan pride!
do I sink more or what?
No, it's an equal amount of sinking per every one that you get wrong. So
Okay,
you're at
so
ankles,
If the
you
riddle
double
is
these.
judged
Need a guess.
unfair,
If it's unfair, they sink twice as much. You can, but you don't hear any bells trying to support unfair riddle at this point.
Coins.
You say coins?
Yeah.
And then you see the shimmer around you. You see the Undying Prince, his globe nods, and he doesn't sink. As it clears from you, you sink down to your knees. Your agenda say,
God, the pit's hungry!
the answer is
Sorry.
a spoon. Or spoons. And so, then that becomes the
spoons.
Undying Prince's turn. He's like,
Because the reflection.
Down?
flips
yeah,
it.
the reflection as you look into a spoon.
Oh god! Oh my god! Okay, I'm dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So dumb.
Oh,
funny,
I didn't get
um,
that one for the record. I did not get it. I was
Really?
like, oh, yeah,
you
upside
made
down,
up
huh?
you made up the upside down part during that
evidently.
riddle contest.
If I could remember half the shit I've said in the world, I'd be so. Oh,
I know, right?
if
Alright,
he could
so,
remember half the shit he said in the world, he'd be sober.
no way, dude.
so the Undying
Never mind.
the Undying Prince at this point, he says, "I'm not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?"
Oh no, this one.
I should know this one.
Can you post it in chat, Ty?
Yep, just message me.
No, the
No,
riddle.
The riddle in the chat.
Oh,
The
I am
chat.
so sorry. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I gotta see it.
And if you do have yours written down, please post them in chat for me so I can.
Oh, flame!
And then you see as you both and you and Jindith both gesture that you have an answer. You see the bubble goes around him first, and then you're given the chance to answer. You say flame, a nod from the fishbowl, and then you see it goes the shimmers around you again, and then away from Jindith as he speaks something and sinks no lower.
So
it's
we're
back to
both
you.
knee to knee.
Yep, it's knee, and nipple.
Okay.
Knee, nip.
Nipple!
Knee, nip. Knee, nip.
The weirdest battle cries.
Okay.
Seashells by the
So-
seashore. I don't know. how
I
old
think
it
I'm gonna use your first one because it is in the Fey realm. So they should know. Alright. My color lost to time makes learning magic quite the climb. Who am I?
is. You son of a bitch. Okay, so you see a shimmer go around the Undying Prince as Jindith smiles like the Octarine, and then it unshimmers from him, and then unshimmer around the Undying Prince, and he's like, the Octarine.
Fuck.
Sorry, they are both
You
very
don't go to New York and
intimately.
ask him stuff about Times Square, you know?
It was worth a shot though. I really liked the riddle
It
for the
was.
record. Like I'm
the
very
riddle was
touched
good.
to use the Octarine. That's fucking awesome. So Jindath, he looks over and he smiles. He's like, I can be cracked, I can be made, I can be told, I can be played. What am I? I'll link that in chat.
Correct.
Oh.
Puzzle or a riddle? A puzzle!
You say a puzzle?
Oh, no. Fuck. I'm not sure. I'm dumb. Fuck.
So
Oh,
your
man.
character has a chance
Egg?
to gesture when they know the answer. So once you know it, just say you before you say your answer, just say you make the gesture.
Okay.
Can she use her luck point of the day for a hint?
I'd allow that, yeah.
Okay. I'm using a luck point.
Perfect. All right. So your hint. Let me see if a good way I can hint at this. You're on the right track with a riddle, but riddles can't be cracked.
Well, that's why I thought puzzle, but story, a tale of.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I'm gonna fucking lose.
Do you make the gesture or a gesture of no answer?
Not yet.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to deal with me like hogging time right now.
That's okay. I expected the riddle contest to take a bit. It's at this point you feel the water lapping around your knees become colder.
God, it's not. Why do I keep thinking it's an egg? It's not a fucking egg.
I would love to play the egg.
Code? Yeah, I'm raising my hand up. Code?
So,
code.
so as you raise up your hand, there's a shimmer around you, and then you see the shimmer around the prince as he answers, and he sinks to his shoulders. And then the shimmer comes around you, and you answer a code, and you sink to your waist.
Yeah.
The answer is a joke.
Shit!
I got that one.
Close.
Play a joke. I don't know about playing a joke.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know.
play a joke. Oh yeah.
You never
trick
played a joke on
somebody.
someone?
Tricking
Prank
somebody or pranking somebody, yes, but playing a joke
So-
is not grammatically correct, which
Since
is usually how riddles work.
I would, but somebody in the actual party got it without any prompting, so I think it's a fair riddle.
Shit,
alright, so,
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
next,
All right,
we'll
nobody
go.
answer any riddles now.
No, don't do that. Like, it's a good riddle. Oh,
Look, strategically,
It was
we
a
shouldn't
good
do it though. I mean,
No, it was a good riddle.
TJ's just
Yeah.
mad because he came up with liar. It was a good answer, but it
yeah,
wasn't.
like lyre, like the instrument, and a lyre, like the
I mean,
word.
how do you tell a liar? How do you crack a liar?
And
How do you
I
play
have...
a joke? You can crack the instrument. You can break the
I've
instrument.
played
No.
jokes on people before.
That's not
Ever
that's
heard
not
the
grammatically
term?
Look,
correct, and
it's,
you know
we'll,
it, TJ.
we will agree to disagree on
Alright,
the joke
okay.
part.
All right.
Okay.
So
Maximum-
now next is the Undying Prince, and he as he gets ready, he's like, you can tell he's very fucking miffed. And he's like, you can live in me while I live in you. Anything can cause me to be with you, yet when faced, I disappear. What am I?
You know, he does seem like he's doing the worst, but he is wearing the proper getup for being sunken in mud right now.
Yeah.
I've been making
And,
fun of that fishbowl all night, but look at him now. He looks like he really thought this out.
Diver's helmet. The rest of you already know this one since you've faced this riddle before in a one-off.
Yeah, fuck. You can live in me while I live in...
I already forgot it.
Well, if you have another guess, let me know.
Darkness.
Was I an elephant for this?
You were.
And I don't remember shit.
Is it?
Because I was an elephant is a loaded phrase.
Is it Lathander?
Lathander.
Hey, praise Lathander.
Silence.
Oh,
Darkness. Shadow. Fuck. I'm gonna fucking lose.
You don't know.
It's something emotional. Ooh! Fear! Yeah, yep, fear, final answer.
You gesture that you know the answer. Let's see if Jindeth does.
That's because it disappeared.
Alright, so you see the a shimmer go around Jindeth, and then you answer fear, and you stay exactly where you're at. As the shimmer goes around Jindeth, you see he says something, and then you see he sinks a little bit, and then he sinks all the way to his knees. You can tell he's trying to argue a different answer, but since it wasn't the answer looked for, he didn't get it. And it's
No,
back
it's
to you.
this. That's not what.
No.
Like the price is right. You almost had the right price, but you win over $1, so
As
it
you-
doesn't fucking count.
As the protection shimmers away, you hear him say, "I could have sworn it was depression."
Oh,
No, that's
making
it.
fun of me.
It's still the price.
I was making fun of me. That was my answer when we played.
No, it's a good answer, and it fits the riddle, and so, but like it's because it's a very strict riddle contest, is that so?
No, dude,
I'm
I got a therapist, and I'm still depressed.
Oh, all right, back to you for your
What are
riddle.
you, a millennial?
Oh,
Oh! I lived through multiple recessions, and I saw 9/11 in middle school.
Yeah, I
Life's
was
fucked.
a freshman in high school. Yeah, it's a real good way to start it out, right?
Alright. Corruption took me once, redemption comes to save my runts. Who am I?
You said corruption took me once. Okay. Oh,
gonna
is
give
this an in-game answer?
Yep.
I
Okay,
can
hold
argue
on.
the hell
I
out of
just
it.
gave
too.
that to you.
No, hold
I
on.
just-
So,
Oh, where did that on in?
oh my
I can
god.
argue
Okay.
the hell out of that too.
No. So normally riddles are not about specific things, but because these are such broad things that define entireties, I'm going to let it go. But it's for the future. Things are only going to be for riddles. You can only use the dragons. So since this
Yeah.
is a dragon, I
that's it.
believe. But
I
neither
say
one
you
of
the
them,
answer.
neither
Just
one
like
of them know
fucking
it.
Scrabble, man. That's a proper noun.
So neither of them
It's
know
also
it.
a color.
But it's Chinoth the Bronze, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Brandon made
I
that
on
one.
Green Dragon already, so I didn't get coded for that one, so I'm like, okay, the other one's good too.
oh, you're good. Well, so neither one of them know it, as you see. Both of them just give the "I have no fucking idea" answer. The fishbowl is now the only part above the water for the Undying Prince, and Jindeth is up to his waist. As it's now Jindeth's turn. All right, so he looks over and he's like, "Ugh." And he kind of looks and he smiles, still having a wonderful time. He's like, I turn everything around, but I never move. I can turn one person into two. To my face, allies are seen. I turn my back and they're gone. What am I? Somebody knows this one.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Question I sent.
I haven't looked at where. Can you send me the riddle?
In a second.
Sure. This is going rather well. I did not expect it to go this well. I'm not gonna lie. Riddle contests are strange things.
Shadows can move. Oh.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would, yeah.
There's that too.
One person is 2. Face, ally. Doesn't fit. Okay. European answer. A shadow.
Shadow? Alright, so you signal that you know the answer. I'm gonna know if the Undying Prince does.
Yeah.
First.
So you see, as the shimmer surrounds you, the Undying Prince, you see something. There's no movement at all, but you do see his fishbowl sink below the water. It's at that point the rest of you see he pops outside of this circle in the center of the room, next to the Unseelie court, and you see the queen slap him across the face. You see the hand goes through the fishbowl and slaps whatever lies underneath.
Look out.
As he is out of here. All right, and then
Can I call thaumaturgy to cause harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute on the moment that she hits him?
sure.
Okay.
And then as it rumbles, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Like you brought a lot of attention to it. And then you see, as you answer Shadow, Jindith smiles, and you sink to your waist. The answer is mirror.
Fuck.
God.
I'm not my own ally. Can I argue that? Because evidently I'm losing badly.
I can vouch.
But you are on your own side, are you not? Whether you're
Never.
good at it is a different question.
Not if you're an alcoholic.
Do you not? Oh, if you're not on your side, then you'll be on mine and forfeit, correct?
You're pretty
Say
charming.
that again?
So it's now your turn.
That was more in jest than like actual.
Oh yeah. He's just giving it back. He's giving it back.
Also,
Oh, I got one.
There's the one that I posted too.
Okay.
You're looking for one.
Oh.
Ooh, sounds like a
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Mine are a bit simple, and you guys guessed them pretty quick.
It's just the luck of that. Those are ones I looked up. If you want to try others, but yeah, hit me. What do you got?
I am the black child of a red father, a wingless bird, flying even to the clouds of heaven. I give birth to tears of mourning and eyes that meet me, even though there is no cause for grief. And as soon as I am birthed, I am dissolved into air. What am I?
He signals that he knows the answer,
Son of a bitch.
and there's no shimmer this time, and he's like, "You are smoke."
God damn it.
Sorry, that one. That's and then so he's like, "All right, ever present, never trying, always in conflict, but never fighting. What are we?"
You gonna post that one for
I'm
me?
going. Yeah.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
trying. That throws me
I really
off.
love the feathery language of the one that you did before. Like, but it's with the in the eyes and tears. It gives too many hints almost, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they're really cool hints. Like, I hate that he rolled well enough to get in.
Light and dark, or life and death.
Do you signal an answer?
Not yet.
Okay.
Never trying is throwing me the fuck off.
It's the best part.
What doesn't try to be present? I'm gonna say life and death.
And
Final answer.
Jendeth, as you sink no lower, Jendeth smiles. He's like, life and death. Also, I would have accepted light or darkness.
Oh, you had me worried there. Those were both of my answers.
They were the only two answers that I knew to that riddle. I tried to.
And I don't believe half the answers. I don't believe the answers you guessed.
Yeah, you believe you can fight for your life, but life can try against. But
Yeah.
In
general, though.
Jindith / me were the one who submitted this riddle, so it was according to their answers. All right,
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just allowed to disagree.
Oh hell yeah!
How
That's all
sunken
fun
am
if it
I
is.
and how sunken is he? Are we tied?
You are both waist deep.
Okay. Alright.
Found this fool!
Kill him! Drown his ass!
Wait, not the fool, the other one! Damn it!
Son of a bitch! What have we done?
Son of the bitch!
I got 2 easy ones and another one that might be easy, but he's rolling for it anyway, right?
Yes, yeah, I've been rolling for it, even if I know the answer.
Okay, so what is it that given 1, you'll have either 2 or none?
He gives the sign he does not know,
Choice.
and he sinks to his nipples. He is now nipple deep.
Nips! 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 To the nips!
And then, being his turn, he thinks, and he looks, and he gives you like this big smile. And he's like, it's a long time since I had such a wonderful opponent. What is it that no man ever saw, never was, but always will be?
I should know this one. This one sounds very friggin' familiar. Reminds me of a Baldur's Gate riddle. Shit. The future.
The future. Is that your answer?
Yeah.
And so, as you answer, you sink no further, as Jindith says, the true answer is tomorrow, but tomorrow is always the future. They are intertwined answers.
Whew! You're giving me a panic attack here, by the way.
Riddles! That's what they are!
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Your turn.
What is
just-
more useful when it's broken?
I know that one. But does Jindith? He does not. He's rolling like garbage. Silence. No, he gestures that he thinks he knows. He's like, as he's like, and he's a horse.
Incorrect. It is an egg.
And he sinks to his shoulders. Or no, it was.
He was already at his nips.
Yeah, he was at his nips. He sinks to just his head above. His long hair is starting to like pool out around him, you're starting as it starts to like get close and like get into his mouth a little bit. You're seeing the benefits of a globe over your head. And he's like, all right, very well. I'm as giant as an ant, as big as a whale. I approach like a breeze, but can come like a gale. By some I get hit, but all have shown fear. I dance to the music, though I can't hear. Of names I have many. Of names I have one. I'm as slow as a snail, but from me you can't run. What am I?
I should know this one too.
That's the best then worst part about riddles. You're like, I fucking know this! And it's the worst.
Death. That's it.
Death. Alright, so as you signal an answer, you say death. And you sink to your nipples. The answer is a shadow.
Yeah, I've been saying shadow for like every fucking riddle, and of course,
That's the best part. Alright, your turn.
I'm like a gale though. Like,
Because it follows as fast as you can go.
oh, okay. Fuck. By some I get hit.
And every good riddle has one red herring.
Like communism.
All right.
Red herring.
Communism was just a red herring.
And then back to the kitchen!
Alright. Good without fail, just don't tug my tail. Make a social call and be cool, I'll help even a fool. Who am I?
Go and post it in chat.
Yeah, as soon as I can.
What the luck do you have? This is ridiculous.
Oh, is that just saying meh?
And Jindeth, he gives you one last smile, and he sinks beneath the waves with no answer. He's teleported back to the Sealy, and as you are pulled up out
I
of
am
the
in
water,
shock.
you are pulled up out of the water, and you may mark a permanent increase to your wisdom.
Oh,
damn!
fuck! I did that!
Wisdom plus 1 is your riddle contest reward.
Nice.
15 now.
Oh my god, the pressure just really got high for this shit.
Oh,
Actually, it got lower. Wait, how many of these do we need to win? Oh my god, the music just started.
just the
up.
majority. And so as you come out,
How many are left? Sorry.
You all that's it. That's the riddle contest. So you have the Wizard's Duel, the Test of Strength, the Hunt, and then finally the Day of Melee.
I know,
So,
I knew the answer to that one.
What was it?
It's cute.
It's a what? Sorry,
it's
you
a
broke
what?
up. Oh, the Keyrin?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It helped us, the fool.
Yep.
Because we
good
made a
without
social
fall.
call and we're cool.
Perfect. And good without fall because it'll buff you on the breeze so you can't take fall damage. Good one.
No,
Alright,
no,
so-
that's not good without fail.
Oh, good without fail. All right, perfect.
Real quick, sorry,
yes.
I'm not clear. So we won 2 and there's 3 left?
You've won 2. There is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
4 left. Okay.
Mhm.
So we need to win 2 more at least and then we'll win.
Exactly.
Well, we need.
Thank God.
If there's
That way I can
4
lose the
left,
wizard
we
duel.
need. If there's 4 left, we need to win 1, and make sure each team at least has 1 win of the other teams.
Right, so we can sabotage
And then they can't
one
beat
of
us.
them. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Oh, dude, wizard duel if you want. Oh no, I wish the wizard duel was later because I could totally sabotage one and let the other fucking win.
Well, you still can make that choice. That's what makes it interesting.
No, but they haven't won any yet, so it's not really like I don't want to give anyone.
Like, go for the win, fucko.
Yeah, gotta
Oh,
go
yeah.
for the win on that one.
Gotta get them
Yeah.
W's, boys.
Gotta get them W. Oh,
All
fuck,
right,
dude.
so with that, the pool, as you see Squalea comes up. He claps his hands, and the pool disperses into mist and a rainbow above your head as you're now standing on your feet as the ground is slowly raising up, and all the rest of you see the center of this court return to normal as a rainbow is shining overhead as Squalea once again cues up the music. Oh, what a fantastic show that we've had from the Court of Fools! Who would have known? A fool who knows the answers and can find a way to fool others. This seems like a top quality thing to me. Well, we'll be back next with the Wizard's Duel.
I'm wringing my hands and tucking myself away. I didn't like being the center of attention at all.
That's great. Look, the narrative is starting to force to move around us. That means he's going to be nicer to us when he says things. This is great.
Yeah, we can hope.
Always the
Typical
performer.
shoutcasters, man.
Perfect. And so that's where we'll go ahead and end for today.
Tune in next week to see a wizard battle where I get destroyed by some other wizards because Ty knows all my fucking secrets.
That's okay. They don't.
He knows all my moves.
They don't. I'm going to specifically, I'm trying to make this as fair as possible. That's why with the riddle contest, I had them roll whether they knew it, not whether I knew it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
We have luck for the day, right?
That's correct.
Can I roll a history check to try to remember what spells the Undying Prince had at the time I was him?
The Undying Prince, is not in the Wizard's Duel, so you can.
Nope, that's a fair point.
But I wouldn't use luck on it.
But it's a Flame Knight. Would I be? And I know it's a different person, but I'm assuming spells would be similar.
You can roll a history check to know, kind of what the Flame Knight had ready.
And I'm gonna use that fucking luck.
Are you sure?
Is the fucking strength test today or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Because that's the one I'm in.
Perfect. All right. So go and roll again.
Don't remember shit.
No.
Watch out for fire.
You do remember the Flame Knights had similar weaponry, and God, there was.
I'm just gonna say, hey, watch out for fire.
You remember he was super tough. And
He's hard to hit. And fire.
Does you remember that he does very poorly with being banished?
It's a different
you know
person.
what, with a 6 and how much that guy bitched about being banished? Yes.
Fuck
you.
you.
The fire would probably hate it, but I think he's a different guy.
Perfect. All right. Oh, Papa Snuggle has been redeemed, so we'll grab that for the end of the stream. You know
Papa
what?
Snuggle.
I have to
Do it.
so bad. So would you guys mind running the ad for the end of this, and then also Pimp Molly's stream?
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Heck yeah!
Real professional over here. So if you enjoyed today's stream or you just want to know more about what's going on, here's what it is. Basically, everything you've seen today was brought to you by DM Emporium. DM Emporium's just a great site to grab all of your DMing needs, all of your D&D needs. They've got dice, they got dice towers, they got shirts for ladies, they got, I don't know, do they have hoodies? I think they might have hoodies. I don't know, go check it out! Call me a liar if I'm wrong.
Miniatures.
Yeah, they got miniatures.
They got miniatures, they got terrain, they got shitloads of dice.
Gotta
Lots
have
of stuff for
miniatures.
writing. A lot of stationery.
Absolutely,
Yes.
you can't
They
have an
have
epic quest with nobody writing anything.
Dice
right?
harnesses for your cat.
Dice.
Actually, I don't know if that's true, but I bet they do.
Go check! Find out if we're lying! Call us liars live if we're wrong!
Yes, do it.
I challenge you, the audience. No.
Do it! Come on!
Also,
Do it, and
as
we will
part
give you
of-
a code for 10% off.
Actually,
And
we're
we'll
gonna
also
give
give you
them
that
to you
code right now.
anyway, just because that's how we roll, that's how we do. So, Molly Canhas is the featured streamer this week, and I think for a while now, she's one of the promote. Ty's getting together with other people. Yeah, he's sponsoring a ton of streams from DM Emporium. That for you, what does that mean? That means that you get a code that gets you 10% off. And Molly's Molly's offer is CanHas10. We're gonna put that in chat for y'all. That's CanHas10. That is 10% off your first order. Actually, not your first order. Any order. Any order right now. It doesn't matter if you bought from them in the past. If you've ever checked them out, check it out. CanHas10. That's can with the K. CanHas10. And check
They
it out.
also have an app available at the Apple Store and the Android Play Store.
Look at that. What do you do with the app? I didn't know anything about this. This is new and exciting.
Oh yeah, no, you go on the app and to be totally honest, I feel like it's a little bit easier of a way to shop for it on your phone if you're not too big of a fan of using desktop. If you're taking that
Arthur, you're
35-minute
so
break
big.
at work and hiding in the restroom, DM Emporium is the app that you want to use. Get a
There
nice
you go.
dice collection going. A lot easier to
Gotta poop, buy a
shop on your
Stein.
phone. Boom.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So,
Nick, you know
Second
what?
trip to your bathroom, that's another set of dice.
You know what? And if you order at work today, you will get paid to order it. To take a dump and order it. If you order it while you're at work today, we have nothing to do with that. That's just a fact of life.
that's just a fact of life. All right, so I am back. Here's
Get-
the pupper. He is excited.
I
and
love
lovely and
Scrappy Doo.
wonderful.
Dude, he's getting full on Scooby size, though, isn't he?
He's
Yeah, he's Scrappy Doo, but growing up.
Oh man. So
Hunts
he is,
with another
Danger.
giant dog.
Oh yeah. So Mina's come here to check on him. All right. Okay. All right. But
The struggle is real.
all right. So
Pop is stretching it now, isn't it?
it really is, isn't it? Oh, I need a puppy. All right. So is that's Max's Benny, right? Sorry.
Yep.
So
Only doggy mode I have.
I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you want to catch more D&D, I will be playing tomorrow in Featherfall Tabletops, twitch.tv/FeatherfallTT. I will be playing a Echo Knight who is an ex-Lezo, who is also a Ganassi due to circumstances. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to be session 2, so come and hop in. I hope you have a wonderful time with us.
Link in the chat.
There is a link in the chat because these people are pros, especially that Molly person. Yeah, she seems to know what she's doing. Catch her stream. What's your next stream, Molly?
Thursday at 6 Pacific.
Thursday,
What are you playing?
6 Pacific.
Alien Isolation.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make out with Fluffy.
It's the
Also-
greatest playthrough ever.
Lots of
You can
tongue.
play fucking noises to screw with her and try to get her to scream. And one of them is
And,
just her screaming. It's great.
This week will also be the debut of, I believe, 3 different mods, new sound effects. So if you haven't checked them out yet, tune in
man.
to see what those could be.
Yes,
gonna be
and
a
Ballcat,
good
yours is
time.
ready too.
Oh man, I gotta
Yes.
come up with mine. That reminds me, I came up with
Like
some sound
somebody
effects.
hasn't given me their sound
Hold on,
effect.
hold on. I was thinking of doing. Hold on, where is it? Okay, so for when you're raiding, well, no, hold on. Now let's do.
If I asked where we were, would I regret it?
I'm thinking of that one. That or just because I love it.
Yes.
That was Sensubin. That one in Arthur.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and leave a raid with Impact RPG. Wonderful people, played with them before, and they'll kind of take it from here. So thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll catch you next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.
They're streaming.
They're streaming. Woo! Just hitching a ride for the
Use-
stream thing.
Oh, they are.
It
Doing the
didn't
stupid.
work for me.
Raid, go!
Oh, there it is.
Are you sure there's?
What the
they're
fuck?
not
They
playing.
fucking went off like 2 seconds ago. Cool,
Yeah, dude.
good raid to everybody. Good raid. Okay, so
Good raid, well done,
good
we did
raid,
our
well
part.
done. You know, well done. Let's try this again. No, it's
It's over, dude.
over, dude.
It's over, dude.
Cool. All right. Cool.
I don't like